Welcome to That's Absurd Podcast, your source for everything hip-hop, pop culture, sports, and more. Tune in, subscribe, enjoy.
Yo. Welcome back to another episode of That's Absurd Podcast. I go by the name of Juno, a.k.a. Melvo.
It's your boy Gene AP.
And your boy Swerve.
And we back for another bi-monthly podcast episode.
Pause, bro. Pause.
Bi-monthly, was that 2 times a month, right?
I don't know, cause I ain't never been by. That's all I know. Relax, chill.
Go ahead, fellas. What y'all been up to?
Well, Nate, you know you always the one that started off. Go ahead.
Yeah,
what you been up to, nigga?
Yeah,
always,
y'all coming back from a vigorous trip.
Yeah, but you probably still have more fun than us. This is just the life you live.
I do live in a very extravagant life. Week, my oldest daughter graduated, so that was pretty dope.
Hey, first one out the house.
Not at the house just yet, but first one. First one.
Where's she talking about going to?
She's gonna do 2 years locally before dipping off.
Tell her don't do it.
That's the way to go.
Don't do 2 years locally.
Do them 2 years.
Fuck them 2 years, bro.
Them 2 years is gonna save you so much.
Do you regret doing PPCC first? You know?
Hell, fuck no.
Yes.
It is kind of. I can't say it's
how much debt. How much debt did you leave with?
The money you save is. Come on, that's like I said.
When I say don't do it, I mean like be a better student than I was and have somebody else pay for you to go to a 4-year college right off the bat. Get scholarships to get that.
Oh yeah. Well, of course that's always the goal. Yeah. But if you can't get the scholarships, financial aid is going to pay for your 2 years at a community college up front. You ain't got to worry about owing no money for 2 years.
Not that I know she
for those 2 years
scholarships like that, but as the kids get more and more towards their senior
it's
year,
worth it.
Like it is absolutely worth it.
If you're already in like certain programs, they'll come find you.
No, they don't come find you. You're not applying and shit like that. That's why I saw happens when you're in your senior year. If the kid's not very academically motivated, or if the parents aren't actually involved, it just goes by. Don't just assume he's going to find you and pick you up. That's the case. Most people don't have that. If their parents aren't active or the kid's not actually active,
I'm talking about like
end up going just to community. There's a lot of scholarships out there. There's a lot of stuff like that, but you have to be motivated actually looking for that. Most kids aren't into that unless their parents are into that.
Me playing sports, and I wasn't even the greatest athlete. I got letters from like D3 schools, D2 schools for partial scholarships.
Yeah, for sports, that's what I'm saying. But if you're not a sports player, so my daughter used to be in the
band. I'm sure they did the same thing. Swimming, any type of activity.
She did the opposite. Her senior year. When you start having less classes, so she lightened her load completely. Got off the swimming team, all that extra stuff, which didn't make any sense. Like those are the stuff that kind of segue you right into a scholarship, right? But you can't tell them nothing when they become 18.
Because she know her daddy got it.
Yeah, right. We can't tell them nothing when they turn 18 and want to do them, but it would be better. And I was like, you get that swimming scholarship, right into the sunset with that one.
Yeah, she definitely could have got something because they're gonna need some DEI on the swimming team.
Exactly. I was like, there's barely black folks in the damn swimming thing to begin with, but yeah, who knows? My youngest, he's very athletic prone, so he's soccer, all the couple of stuff. So I'm gonna see what I'm probably gonna get him if I get him to soccer camp this summer. See if I get him in swimming as well. Not the traditional football and basketball, but. Those I feel could be done, but the competition in that's probably through the roof.
I feel like there's more competition in soccer. Soccer's worldwide.
It is, but there's not competition in America, though. You know what I'm saying? You can shine in America still amongst your peers versus international soccer is worldwide. But I think
what happened to kids playing all of them?
You got to pick nowadays, and then it's expensive. You can't really make them play all of them, man. That shit's. I don't even know how we did it back in the days. I guess the school used to cover for it, but.
It's public school. If you're in a public school, you're playing for a public team. You don't have to pay for anything.
Yeah, but if you're gonna get any good, you got to play summer, play intramural. That's when the shit start costing. You should still be free.
I don't feel like I ever had to pay for anything.
Nate just making shit up, bro. Don't listen to this nigga. Nate,
I got free shoes. My pads was all free.
You played only college. You played only.
Pause.
One for sure. I know for football you have to pay for shit.
Nah.
You only played football in high school. You didn't play football starting in middle school or younger like the kids did.
Yeah, I don't know about
that. And those ones for sure was not free.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, what's that? Ezel Hester and like Pop Warner, them shits. Yeah.
And you're going against kids that have been playing since elementary school, and you're just picking it up as a senior year. If it's not just for size giving you that luck, you're not going to be as raw as these kids that have been playing.
You got to think these some kids. Yeah. Pause. Somebody like Andy, like Big Show. Mm-hmm. Was he starting to play football since he was a kid, or did he just start when he was in high school?
He didn't play professional until he was in high school. He been those players. Like he didn't play with the Pop Warner. He didn't play collegiate. So like
collegiate is college.
This
Nate.
Is college. Get out of here, Nate.
Let me tell you.
Did he play? He did not.
Wordsmiths.
Yeah, we just
organized
not words.
Football.
Yeah, there you go. Just use the words right. We don't need you to be a wordsmith. Just use the words correctly. That's all.
Since you want to be wordsmiths and everything, he didn't play organized football
until freshman year.
Yeah, and before that, he wasn't that much of an. He was just big. He used to just be fat. He wasn't an athlete. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just get big just to be big block. He used to play basketball more than anything. And then as he got, puberty, got taller and got lifting weights and he became a fucking freak.
You got to think. Just imagine if he was playing because I know kids right now that've been playing since they was like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, exactly. they say it doesn't make a big difference.
It makes a difference.
It has to.
No,
because kids in the north side were always not as good as the kids in the south side. And the ones in the
speak for yourself, Nate. Speak for yourself.
You were playing
talking about football?
South side. All the sports generally.
I think South side. No, South side kids generally was better than North side kids in sports. Yeah.
And Juno was playing with kids from the South side. You weren't playing with North side kids.
Who the hell I was playing with?
Your brother was taking you over to the South side, and y'all playing against South side kids. You're the run for North side. We had nothing but Chicos, a couple white kids. You fucking that's trash. You ain't playing no real competition.
Nigga, it was me and Israel hooping.
Listen, so the kids that came from when you went against those kids, some of those kids ended up going to D1 schools. They were in it early versus some of the Haitian kids that didn't get onto high school. That's why they were raw that you got on the high school and happened to be that good. But imagine had you been playing organized that much younger, that much better. Shit, I remember when I got in the PAL League playing basketball.
Trash.
My team won the championship.
Trash.
Nigga said PAL League.
We won the chip, though. We won the chip. I ain't scoring out one shot, but I was a role player.
Yeah, you was there. You was on the bench. Somebody had to keep the bench warm.
That nigga was the high five man, Swerve.
Good job. Slap ass when they run back to the bench.
Here's what it was. Back in the days, they didn't have it where if my kid plays in the team, he has to get some kind of time. It was just, nigga, we trying to win out here. I don't give a, that means some days.
Nate, I don't even think our parents.
I don't think they do that now.
Nate, I don't even think our parents knew who was playing in the PAL League.
Yeah, there's that. There's definitely
that, bro.
That part.
I mean, my parents never went to any of my sports things, period. So there's definitely that much. So
I definitely try to do better now for my nieces. I come to find out I got 2 nieces on the track team. One of them is the MVP for her track team this year, 2025.
You see, yeah.
I'm sure her mom and dad. I hope they're going, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to her track meets like that.
Yeah, you're going there for a little bit of success, though. It's like planting seeds. You never know. Next thing you know, she'll be in the box of Wheaties, thinking you.
Yeah. So, and she's doing shot putting discus just like I was doing.
Nice.
Now, hold on now.
Well, I was the MVP for my track team, so I don't know what I went to a 6A high school, and I was the MVP on a 6A district 6A high school team.
When you say she's on a track team, that gives us a picture, right? Of a track star, of a track athlete, right?
Yeah, track and field.
A sprinter.
Oh, why? I don't know why why you went straight to.
That's what
I don't know.
When you say track and field, you already know people's first mind goes to a sprinter,
okay,
right? Or someone running.
But that's why I didn't mention sprinter. I just said MVP. So all you need to know is that she was on her track team and she was the best athlete on her team. You can say fuck all them sprinters.
When you say that, you can't say track. You gotta say.
Why I say track and field?
You gotta say and field.
Okay, because she was on her track. She was on her track and field team, and she's the MVP of her track and field team.
There you go. You gotta always put it in that field when it's not a sprinter.
No, I don't think so.
When it's not, okay.
No, I don't think so. Because when you go to the Olympics, the throwers, they get just as much clout for winning gold as the runners do.
No, they don't. Come on, bro.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Gold is gold.
Swerve. Nobody even is tuning into the people just throwing the shot put.
Ah, you lying. Because I watched it.
Where?
On TV.
That shit's not televised.
Yeah, it is. I seen it. I definitely watched the women's and the men's shot put competition.
You know where when the people are sprinting, right, and you see people in the background in the middle of the track, that's the people
working out.
That's the people. They having their event.
In between.
Yeah, that's fine. That's how they used to do us when we was in high school. Nobody cared about our throwing events, but you get points. Everybody gets points for heats and stuff on your team. If I'm getting points and these runners are not getting points, who's the best athlete on the team? Y'all running against other sprinters and y'all getting smoked every time. I'm throwing against other schools' throwers, their best throwers, and I'm beating them every time. They just need to show us more love. That's all. Show the throwers more love. I seen her high school's track, their IG got a bunch of like random posts for like these sprinters that are getting blowed out in these regional meets. But I guess because they're seniors or something, they're getting special posts. But I'm like, why is my niece not getting her own special post? She's the MVP of the team. I got to write a letter. Or I need to get DES to write me a letter.
Swerve. Nobody watched that shit. She can't get no post. They might throw up a little story.
I don't know. I need something. They got to give my girl some type of recognition. How the hell she got an MVP trophy and nobody knows about it?
Over there throwing rocks and shit. You want clout.
That's how a whole country got independence, throwing rocks.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Throwing rocks at domes. That's it.
All right, how we get that? What you been up to, Swerve?
Same shit you been up to.
Nah, I got a lot more shit than you, Playboy. Pause.
Okay. Well, we missed like last week, Memorial Day. I went to a baseball game. Y'all niggas was at home grilling.
Now, baseball is fun to play. Is it fun to watch?
It's definitely fun to watch. It was fun to watch, especially since we had good seats. I was in the 50 cent seats. Juno would be glad to know that I was in the 50 cent seats.
Respect.
There was probably
you in the Joe Budden seats.
No, not in the Joe Budden seats.
Okay.
Literally, there's probably we was right behind the dugout, so I can see the players. Like even I take off my glasses, I can still see their tattoos clear. Probably had like 2 rows in front of me. If there was anybody in front of me, I didn't know them. So I guess I was in the 50 cent seats. That game was good. I think we were playing the Twins. We ended up beating them like 7-3, or it was something crazy.
What,
but it was a good game.
Tampa Bay Rays?
Yeah.
Which is better live, NASCAR or baseball? NASCAR seemed like it'd be more of a vibe, but it's just a lot longer though.
NASCAR is a lot longer
because baseball don't have a timer to it.
Yeah, but when you're like right there and you can see like the speed and you're like eye level with the ball and you can see the speed of the ball going. Yeah, pause. And you can see the speed of the ball going to the catcher. Pause. Shit's crazy.
That means you gotta be up close to get that experience. Because being back there, you ain't seeing it like that.
Yeah, you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it the same way.
No,
I mean, you can. It's still fast. There's a net. There's a big, tall net right in front of the dugout. You can still see the speed. Plus, they mark it every time anyway, like how fast it's going. But like looking
still fly on you with a net there.
I don't think so. That's not going through that net. The hole is pretty small, and the shit's high. Plus, you got to keep your head on a swivel because
we're still talking about baseball.
Yeah, baseball. Yeah. Oh. People's getting people. I'm just pause the whole thing.
Pause the whole segment.
Yeah, the whole segment. It's a whole lot of balls, a whole lot of catching.
Hold on. We're still talking about baseball here.
Yeah, but
you prefer baseball instead of NASCAR? I think I've been to both. But I've been in the working capacity for NASCAR, but I know the feeling. That shit felt like it was dope. It was like it's hard to explain.
It kind of like you just walk in the building and your heart is kind of racing.
Yeah, the whole shit is pounding, just because it's loud, music is going, everybody's got to go fight. It's like a giant what's the thing?
Bonfire.
Not even bonfire. What's the thing? Pre-game in a sense, or like kind of like when before the game when you're outside. It's like that, but the whole auditorium feels like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's dope.
Stadium.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, he's a wordsmith. There's been a question that's been going around too since we're talking about these sports. When people asking what's the most difficult thing to do in sports. A lot of people say hitting a ball from a pitcher, from a professional pitcher. Some people say kicking a field goal, not just a regular field goal, but kicking a field goal like with the pressure of 11 dudes trying to block it. Mm-hmm. Some people say hitting a hole in one. What do y'all think might be the hardest thing to do in sports?
I'd say hole in one. Pause. But that hitting the baseball.
That hitting the baseball. That hitting the baseball, it takes a different level of...
exactly. We see it so common that we take it for granted. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we take it for granted, but that shit is incredible.
That shit is difficult.
90 miles an hour, and you got to...
coming straight at you from it's coming straight at you from like 60 feet away.
Yeah.
Imagine, bro, you be throwing up stuff and trying to hit it with something and miss.
And you miss. That shit's going up in the air about 2 miles per hour and you miss. 90.
Yeah, and sometimes they tweak it. That shit hit you in the shoulder. You know
which one would you rather do? Get hit by like Ray Lewis, full like with your pads on? Yeah, pause.
Hey, yo.
Get tackled by Ray Lewis, fully padded, or getting hit by a pitcher?
I'd say hit by a pitcher because you get the fight in baseball. Nah. If they throw the ball at you. At least until they kind of let you before they break it up. It's kind of like allowed. You kind of get to rush the guy. Ray Lewis lay your ass out. That's it.
No, but come on, nah. But you talking about with pads though? That's just like getting hit real hard.
I don't mean nothing, man.
And you can brace for it. Pause. You brace for it.
You know, sometimes those guys let you catch the ball first midair before you even light your ass up before you even touch the ground.
Pause. So, I don't know, but it's that ball. How hard the ball is coming at you, 90 miles per hour, hit you right in the stomach. Pause.
My thing is, I never thought in football. It wasn't until it could be done. I never thought about that way until I heard who was it that had he's talking about hit him over and over and over and over. Is it
you talking about football?
Yeah. Fuck, what was his name, bro? He's retired. He used to play for it's
a San Antonio.
They switched to Vegas now.
St. Louis?
Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, exactly. Who am I thinking of?
I have no idea.
Marshawn Lynch?
Marshawn.
Oh, Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah,
okay.
He was like, that's when they just hit me. So I just hit a motherfucker over and 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 over again. And he was like, they just not gonna get hit over again. And you're like, and he was like, yeah, do you think there's a bigger meaning to that? He's like, yeah, hit a motherfucker. He's a hit a motherfucker again. You don't have to worry about him again. I was like, when you think about it like that for real, we're all out here to play a game. You're not out there to get abused. And motherfucker like Marshawn Lynch come out here and fucking run your ass down to the ground. You don't even want to play the game anymore.
That's why the best players are always there. There's something wrong with them mentally.
They gotta be, because this motherfucker's trying to kill you. And
like Warren Sapp to this day, I think something's wrong with his head.
You're just trying to score the ball. This guy's literally trying to
kill you. Yeah.
How much effort am I gonna? Because I get paid either way. How much effort am I really gonna put in when this guy's trying to kill me?
But see, that's why the football players, they have the same mentality though.
That's what I'm saying. That's why
they all have that same mentality.
But after you've been hit one time and you're still gonna be out here, you're not gonna be a little scared.
They have that kind of beast. Yeah, it's like the person getting hit has the mentality that it don't matter if this guy on defense keeps hitting me, I got to get up.
Swerve, mind you, Nate is someone that'll tell you he played football in high school.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't play football.
But Nate was one.
There's no, mind you, at our high school, our football team didn't have any cuts, so everyone made the team.
Yeah.
I played football. I made the team, mind you. I literally actually walk away. So
but you shouldn't have played football. If we went to a school where they had cuts, you wouldn't have made it.
I probably would have made it. I didn't realize that you had to buy your cleats the first day and everything.
That's why you was playing with. That's why you was playing in them Reebok classics.
I played them Reeboks, and everybody made a big joke of it. I didn't know it was a big deal. I thought, why am I gonna buy the cleats now if I didn't make the team yet?
I feel you.
It's an investment.
Yeah.
So that was about it. Football is its own thing, man. But some people, like I said, I always liked the basketball better than football. But people say football is a different speed, man, different beast. So that's where the gangsters come from, man. That's where the niggas that are in the streets. That's what they tend to drive to first before they get kicked out of school.
I think you just got to. Basketball kind of takes more skill. You got to be more talented. Football, you can just be. You just have to be an athlete. You just have to be strong, fast, and not scared.
Like, there's really no soft people in it. Like even the guy that's a goody two shoe that you call soft in school, that's a nerdy. He still goes up against those killers on that field, and he still got to show out, no matter when they're trying to take him out. And he will show out. And if he plays the sport real well, you got to commend him. If he's good,
And the ones and that's how you separate the good ones from the bad ones. The ones that are scared, they're not good.
Yeah. But I'm saying, even like even in high school, you've always had the athletes that are like the goody two shoes, or ever since then you can kind of tell like they're gonna be on that I'm gonna marry a white girl type path. You know what I'm saying? But even still, you gotta kind of maybe cornballish to them. But the motherfuckers on that field, they're beasts. You know what I'm saying? Against other motherfuckers trying to line them up. So you gotta give them that credit.
Right.
What you been up to though, Juno?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us what you've been to, and I'll throw in my 2 cents later.
Let me see, bro. All right. Maybe 2 weeks ago, I fucking hit somebody bumper, bro.
Damn.
I hit somebody bumper, right? Like literally, it scraped. I scraped it, right? That nigga whole shit came off.
What kind of car you had?
That was a 2001 Toyota Avalon. Shit was rusted. Shit was all busted and shit. I left a fucking note, bro. I called my wife. I said,
shit, he wasn't there? You better than me.
Exactly, bro.
So it was a parked car. You just accidentally tapped into him and the whole shit fell off.
The whole shit fell off. Swerve.
Some niggas not supposed to be driving trucks. Nigga want to buy a truck. Oh, you ain't a man. You ain't got a truck. Nigga don't know how to drive a truck. It's too big for you.
No, I was in the van.
You got even worse.
Did anyone see you?
I left the
That's
note.
Why he left the note. That's why he left the note, because somebody saw him. If nobody saw him, he would have took off. I know, Juno.
You could put anything on that note.
Yeah. He could have just wrote my. He could have just wrote my bad. My bad, cuz.
I wrote your real info, and now I came back to my cheese. You could have just wrote, my bad.
With all that being said, bro,
you didn't put your real info.
I ended up settling out with the guy for a couple dollars.
How much is a couple dollars?
Couple dollars.
About 200.
Something like that.
All right.
So you don't put in the claim?
Nah,
for 2,000.
I had him sign the whole contract about releasing everything. I did the whole thing, bro. Got the shit notarized. Had him go to the bank, get that shit notarized in front of me.
Was he in the car when it happened?
Nah, he wasn't. Bro, I left the note, bro. Nigga was being a good Samaritan, bro.
Yeah, In this economy, I'd have told you I was sleeping in the back seat when that happened. I just woke up to the note. My back fucked up. I was up to the note. You got the hell all that.
Shit, 2001 Avalon. That car got about good 20 more years left on it.
It just started getting started.
You know them Avalons don't. Avalons, Camrys, Hondas, Corollas. They keep on trucking.
Yeah, that shit was stressful. What did I do? There was something else I did at Sunday. I think I went to a kid's birthday party or something. That was a good time.
And then Memorial Day, you was at the house.
Memorial Day. What did I do Memorial Day? I think I went to work on Memorial Day. I went to work because we had this cruise that I was doing. So I went to work.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I ended up working on Memorial Day. But other than that, it was the cruise. How'd you enjoy yourself, Swerve, on this cruise we just
It was fun. It was fun. It was fun just because it was family, friends there, people that I know. It's always a good time when you're around friends and family. But everybody that was on the younger people that was on the cruise with us is all saying that it would have been a more fun time on a Carnival cruise just because more people. Carnival's kind of always like a big party all the time.
Yeah.
But
I'm pretty sure it would have because you do have more fun on Carnival. So
yeah, more people. But the people who was with us, they were saying that I don't know that they liked Carnival. They like Royal Caribbean because it was actually less people, less crowded. They were actually able to move around, unlike Carnival.
Which cruise y'all went to? Which ship? Which company?
Royal Caribbean.
Okay. Now, is that one more family centric or
family? There's only 2 pools on the whole boat, right? One of them is a small, like a pool on the top deck, and that's for like everybody, for kids, adults, and then they have another one that's like in the adults only section. That's another small
pool. By the pizza, right?
Yeah, by the pizza. The pizza was trash. The pizza was like microwavable pizza. I remember being
talking about, Nate.
I know you ate it because you didn't have no choice and you was drunk. But the pizza on Carnival is actually there's people in that bitch rolling dough and tossing it up in the air and all that.
So this one, you know, like the
this shit was like microwavable. What y'all was saying about the food during dinner? The shit looked like it was 3D printed.
Yeah.
The meat looked like the whole plate looked like it just came out of a 3D printer. Judo talking about something. That's the way of the future. This is how you're gonna be able to. I was like, nah.
Portion control and everything.
I was like, I could understand. Maybe they could make a like kind of like always. What's that movie Sunny with the Chance of Meatballs?
Yeah,
I could understand something like that. But where would you actually get the material to make the food, to print the food?
What food they'll use plants and dirt and shit like that.
Nah,
I'm telling y'all, bro, that shit definitely look the steak. I fucked the steak up, bro.
Yeah.
But I was like, this looked like this was 3D printed. This don't look like no butcher took to a cow.
The chicken on the first day was good. Some people, I don't know. People like to complain. I just be eating. I don't know. Pause. But I'm gonna eat it.
I complained and ate all of it. 4-5 orders.
As you're right as an American.
Our server is trying to, some servers on the cruise, they be trying to get that tip. Our server, he was like, we asked him, we was like, would it be possible? We don't want it. We don't want any new crab cakes, but we just want to know in the future, would we be able to get this fried harder? He's like, fried? I was like, I don't know. I looked at it, I was like, maybe they're not even frying this shit. He said, fried?
Pre-made.
He went to the back. He said, hold on, I'll ask. He was like, we don't really need it. We just wanted to know. He ain't even come back with an answer. He just came back with 4 fresh, fried hard crab cakes. I said, my dog trying to get that tip. Pause.
You tip him at the end of the trip or in the meal or?
No, he ain't see no tip from me. He ain't see no tip from me because last night we was eating the last night we ate at that specialty restaurant, Chops Grill.
Yeah, that shit was bussin'.
Yeah, that was the best night of food because I don't know, maybe that's because it's separate from the other food, but yeah, that food was good. The specialty restaurants.
It was definitely.
How many people you think a ship holds? I mean,
it depends on the size of the ship.
You think there's like 1,000, 2,000 people in there?
Easily.
Oh, there's ships that go up to 6,000.
I feel like we really could solve the housing crisis, though. We move all these homeless folks on a couple of cruise ships.
Who's gonna be running?
Who's gonna
maintain that shit?
Yeah,
that's gonna be. It docks every now and then. That's the job of staffers,
maintains
Americans, people. That'd be a job we outsource out as Americans. We keep them. Then you keep the blight out of sight, out of mind. You kind of keep them at water the whole time. Every now and then they come dock so they get more resources. Dump out the trash, is that and the third. And the same, but we always keep them off at sea, keep them off dock. It could be done.
No, you can't. You can't.
People would stop working. I would stop working.
What do you mean?
I can just hop on this boat anytime I want to for free, and they're just gonna give me food and.
I mean, they already have that. Now you have to dig. Now the rest of us.
Why even throw them on? Oh, because you don't want people to see you. That's the answer.
Now the rest of us don't throw about you being under a bridge, all unclosed, all peeing in public. Now you get.
Nate, that's what they're gonna do on the ship.
He's saying, but now we can't see them because they're off in the water.
Yeah, property values ain't going down.
That's literally
that
the
shit
ship
ain't got nothing
won't
to do with
last.
Us homeowners ain't got no problem anymore.
The ship won't last, bro.
If we could find a way to actually make it last and find a way to pay for the people that's going to upkeep the boat,
yeah,
then it's not a bad idea. But I don't know. It seems like it's just a lot more money.
If it becomes really out of hand, they'll just sink the boat and they'll save themselves tons of
money. And
there's always a final solution. But now you already got it rounded up. You see how much easier I got if it ever gets to that point. They were like,
yeah, but that's just easy. That's just making it easier.
Just sink the boat. Just call it.
Really, if you're a homeless guy, you got to be smarter than that and be like, yeah, I know what y'all trying to do.
You say that's how you just have it out there. Or they just never dock again. Now they have to resort to fishing and everything else, but they're like on an island onto its own.
That would be murder, literally.
Sending people to
just send them out there and then be like, all right, y'all not coming back.
I'm just saying, after a while, if it's not coming back, they're gonna learn to fish. It's a fully functioning home, but it's just underwater.
They could learn to fish, or they might just die. They might just start eating each other. Who knows?
All that could happen in the land side too, though. You know what I'm saying?
This is murder. This is premeditated murder because you sending the people out there talking about they could fish.
They can figure
it out.
Ain't
no fishing rods. Ain't no nets. Ain't no nothing.
Set them all up for all that. I mean, something's gonna happen. I mean, I feel like I said, the whole poverty or homelessness, all that shit just manufactured because we have enough homes and enough food to feed every person in the world. So the fact that we even have homelessness or poverty, you know what I'm saying, that's just manufactured just so we could get some shit cheap from one place to the other end of the world at a decent price.
I didn't even say happy birthday to my mother-in-law. The cruise that we went to, it was a surprise. It was a surprise birthday cruise for her.
Yeah.
And I guess when she was pulling up, she thought it was just her and her husband that was supposed to be on this trip. She ended up seeing, like, while they was boarding, she ended up seeing one of the guests, one of the guys, like her husband's friend.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of just played it off and was like, yeah, we just happened to be on a cruise because his birthday's coming up soon too. His birthday's probably tomorrow, like June something. And so then she kind of had a feeling that it was other people here, but she was like, okay, at that point, she was like, okay, maybe it was just her husband, and that other couple, because the husband likes to do stuff like that, just invite random people to their shit. But then when he rented the conference room and all of us was hiding in the conference room, it was like 25 of us in the room waiting for her to pull up. She pulled up and we all screamed, surprise. She started crying. Good times.
Making memories.
Yep, making memories. I don't think I even took any pictures. So whoever took any pictures, send them to my phone.
You know, them people don't listen to this damn what's the name?
You didn't take no pictures?
Oh, you talking to me? I took the pictures. I took like the first like big picture. Other than that, bro.
Yeah.
Those
are the only pictures. Those are the only pictures I got. The ones that you airdropped to me at the beginning.
Yeah, bro. Other than that, bro, I was high and intoxicated the whole time, bro.
Yeah. Good times.
Like I had no responsibilities, bro. Of course, the son.
Nigga brought his son on the trip and talk about something. He have no responsibilities.
Looked at his son and told him, all man for himself this weekend.
Yeah. Kyle was out here living his best life.
Yeah, man.
He out on the ship, on the pool.
When I tell you that boy loved leaving the house, I don't know what. I try to make this house as comfortable as possible for everybody that's in here. That boy love to go outside, bro. That nigga hear that, he hear me grab my keys, he ready to ride.
Let's get out of here.
Let's what they used to say? Let's bounce this joint. What is it?
Let's pop. No, I know what you mean. Something with something like a there's a stand in it. Let's.
I can't remember, but I know
I know the saying you're thinking about. Let's pop this joint stand. No, I'm probably saying the right. I'll probably say the right words, but out of order. Let's hit this. I don't know.
I don't remember it, but it's something.
The listeners listening to us right now, and they're beating up their cell phone, saying like, "Hey, yo, I know it." I used to be the guy listening to the thing, and whenever y'all couldn't figure shit out, and I knew what it is, I'm screaming into the headphones with the answer, and y'all still can't figure it out.
When did this happen?
It's a term. All the time. Y'all be doing. Y'all be saying.
Let's pop. What's it called?
The phrase, I don't know. If someone's hearing us right now and they know the stand, they know the phrase, they know what we're trying to say.
Let's blow this.
Yeah, I think it's let's blow this something. Let's blow this.
No, because the phrase is like you're leaving.
Yeah, you're trying to say, yeah, but it's.
You don't blow up
there's a bunch of
leaving.
I know, but there's a bunch of different sayings like that. You could say, hey, let's make like a banana and split. Let's make like a tree and leave. You could say, let's blow this. Let's blow this something.
Something joint. I've heard something.
Joint or stand is somewhere in there.
That's a throwback.
Yeah, that's that old people slang.
Old white people slang.
What else? Yeah, bro. I really enjoyed this trip, bro.
Yeah, it was fun.
I have my drugs with me. I was intoxicated.
Oh yeah. And for the people listening, Royal Caribbean, that's the boat. If you want to get some shit onto the boat, Royal Caribbean's the way. Carnival's on this bullshit now, where even though it is the party boat, motherfuckers, they got cameras pointing at your balcony if you want to smoke. What's the point of you getting a balcony? You can't smoke on the balcony. They got cameras pointing. Nah, they got cameras pointing at your balcony. So I hope you wasn't smoking out there.
I was on Royal Caribbean, remember?
What that mean? You had I don't know how you was able to get stuff on. I think it's easier to get stuff on Royal Caribbean.
I don't know. The last couple cruises I've been on was Royal Caribbean, and I got shit on easy every time.
Yeah.
I just walked
Carnival,
in that bitch.
Carnival, they got dogs. They got cameras pointing at the balcony. They got people weighing your bags if you put too much liquor in there, because you use those little runners. Pouches. Yeah, the rum runners. You probably didn't have no issue. They're probably not even checking. Only issue you got to worry about now is people. They be robbing bags. I heard people talking about their shit got stolen out of their bags. My bag got a lot.
What are they taking? Clothes?
They just searching for shit. Like my sister-in-law said, she went to a TSA. It wasn't a cruise, but she said TSA stole her necklace she had out of her bag. And even on this cruise, I heard people talking about I know they went inside my bag because the way I had stuff organized, it was like moved around, like somebody's been going through it.
Yeah, sometimes your shit gotta get checked. They gotta make sure you ain't trying to sneak no bullshit on here.
No, they trying to steal shit. That's what they doing. I know the game.
Yeah, I don't leave nothing in my bags that's valuable anyway. I'll just bring it. I'll just have it in my. If it's something large that we want to bring on a cruise, we'll just put it in like a tote bag or something like that. And just walk it in with a duffel bag or something. Mm-hmm. Like all the jewelry and shit. That shit stays with us when we.
That gotta stay with me. No way we putting that in the bag.
Do that cruise shit. But what else, man? What else I've been up to? That's about it.
We still at the intro. It's like a Drake song.
40 minutes in.
Still at the intro.
40 minutes in, we still talking about this. All right, so I had a question of the week for you guys, right? Mm-hmm. Have you guys ever seen an apple tree in person?
Apple tree in person. I feel like I have. I think I have.
Well,
but I think it was when I went to Washington when I was a patrol. I'm pretty sure that was one of the things I remember. I kind of remember seeing a Macintosh, I'm pretty sure the tree was called a Macintosh tree. And I remember those pink flowers, the pink cherry blossom flowers.
From the apple orchard.
That's all I remember from DC. And I remember homeless people. I remember us going to a McDonald's that was attached to like a tall, like skyscraper looking building. I remember the bus and I remember the hotel room. That's all I remember about DC. And I remember it was $400 to go. And now my niece talking about that shit's thousands. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell?
Yeah, the amount they charging now doesn't make any sense.
But why you say that? You don't believe trees? You don't believe apple trees exist?
No, I know they exist. You
just never seen one
in person. And I've been.
Well, you don't be traveling, bro.
Who?
Who?
You can always grow your own.
So who? Not here.
I've been to all them places you talking about, my boy.
Maybe you went at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Because me, I still haven't seen snow, and I've been places that it snows. I just be going at the wrong time.
Oh yeah, you bottom of the barrel. You ain't seen snow.
I'm a real Caribbean boy. That shit don't. The cold don't interest me. When it's cold, I want to lock in. In the cold season, I travel to Palm Beach to see my family. In Christmas, I go to see my family. Beginning of the year.
Nigga, don't be.
What was the question?
It don't be cold in Florida.
He said his question was, have you ever seen an apple tree? We'll shut that shit down real quick.
Yeah, I think I've seen one.
I'm not taking no I think, bro. You seen it or you did?
I worked at Home Depot and we had, can't tell you if it was.
We could just Google an apple tree because I have a feeling
I
don't think Juno thinks that they exist.
No, I
he
know
thinks
they
it's a myth or something.
No, I know they exist. Nate, swear, have you just heard this nigga?
What?
This nigga say he's seen an apple tree at Home Depot.
Yeah, hear me out. You're not listening.
I ain't gonna listen.
I worked in the garden department.
I'm not gonna listen.
Where? In which one? In Florida?
Yeah.
I'm not
in the
gonna
garden
listen.
department, they have all sorts of different trees. They had
I'm not
citrus,
gonna listen, Nate.
They had lime. They had one save. And then what was neat was when we started doing fusion trees. So it'd be like you could have an orange, tangerine.
So these trees were fully bloomed, so you can see the fruit that came out of them.
You can see the fruit that came out of them, and you can cut it off and graft another fruit onto the same stem. So you can have a tree that's growing oranges, that's also growing pineapples, that's also growing something else.
How big were these trees that Home Depot was selling that already had all this fruit?
Swerve, you don't even have to listen. This nigga talking about trees. That nigga talking about trees producing pineapples.
I'm giving you an example. I know pineapples is a root. That's different, but
I'm not even listening, bro.
He's giving examples of fake shit.
Sorry, I'm not a wordsmith.
Misusing words, talking about something about a wordsmith. That's gonna be your new thing now. Anytime you I'm sorry, I'm not a wordsmith.
But we had different stuff in there, and I'm pretty sure we had a apple tree before.
I don't believe this now because now
that could be. You know what? When you work a bunch of jobs, you blend ideas together.
Shut up,
and
Nate.
I've also worked in the grocery department.
I've walked through the garden at Home Depot, and I saw something. I swear I saw something that said money tree.
I don't know about that.
I promise you, I can go get my wife right now. We both saw a thing that said money tree.
Perennials and annuals. I worked on that, and then I also worked at Walmart for a while, and then at Walmart I worked in the grocery department. So I looked at all sorts of fruits. So Macintosh is a type of apple for real. There's there's sour apple. There's all different, but that's how I know that he is right. There's an apple tree called a Macintosh apple, which is what the Mac laptop was named after. So it could be my memory fusing the two ideas together. That's how your
Mandela effect.
Yeah, your mind is tricky like that. Sometimes I can tell you a story enough that
it's the drugs,
in your own brain you'll end up making an idea of how you were there, and you'll retell it. And then if you go back in the old footage, you weren't even there, but just like I do.
So you just made up. Yeah, just like all these things I just talked about. DC. I was probably never even a patrol.
Shit could tricky should be happening. Should be trippy. If you're with a couple, especially if you're like your wife and stuff like that, or for what's
Nate, I'm thinking about the 5
you about
Nate
that you remember that you weren't even there.
These niggas, y'all can't hear me.
I hear you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm thinking about the 5X safety belt they had to give Swerve.
Oh yeah, I did have a bigger belt than everybody else too. She was crazy.
He had the adult patrol belt.
I was like Ricky Ross out there, correctional officer.
Yeah, the crossing guard belt.
And you know me, I'm not trying to shut nobody's good time down. Niggas walking on the grass. I used to get in trouble for not telling people to go back and walk. I was like, I don't give a damn. These are my niggas right here.
That did used to be a violation. You have to turn back around and walk all over again.
Yeah, for what? Because niggas running down the sidewalk, you're not supposed to be running. Okay, cool, stop. Why am I telling this guy to go negative where he was coming, go back to where he came from and then walk? What kind of sense this makes?
How much bullshit is in school that you don't need in the real world that it doesn't even make sense?
They're training you to be a douchebag cop. That's what they're training you to do.
All sorts of just to be a compliable, malleable person, a robot. There's just so much different rules. Remember that walk, peach fingers, be quiet, bullshit in elementary.
Yeah,
there's so much different dumb shit that it makes.
School is just training you for prison,
or to be like on the
to be in a cubicle.
Yeah, to be in a cubicle, to not question why I'm waking up at this certain time and doing these meaningless acts over and over and over.
Yep.
They got me. I think it was the chicken tetrazzini. That's what got me. What was your favorite food in elementary school? At the school?
Yeah, chicken tetrazzini.
Yeah, Barton Elementary, bro. I don't know. You went to North grade, right?
Nate,
you
see how big back that nigga was in elementary.
We had regular subs and pizza. We had chicken tetrazzini.
Chicken tetrazzini. To this day, I wish I could go to like an Italian restaurant, and if I seen that shit on the menu, I'd order it right now.
Watered down eggs in the morning.
Yeah, that's that shit we had on the cruise ship.
Yeah, the watered down eggs they say don't eat. It's gonna give you gas all day. I'd still bust down the eggs.
Yeah,
man.
The juice.
The
square
pizza. I don't
pizza.
remember what the hell the school was serving.
The chocolate milk, that shit busting.
Chocolate
you let that
milk.
shit marinate in your backpack a whole school day. After school, it tastes even better.
Oh, that's disgusting, bro. You talking about
disgusting.
drinking spoiled
you would have
milk?
to actually put orange juice. It wouldn't spoil in one day. That'd be wild. You leave it in your backpack, it'd last the whole day.
Milk? Nah, I'm not.
The chocolate.
Well,
milk,
maybe the chocolate milk. Yeah, white milk.
The
white milk, I wouldn't.
Yeah, who would save white milk anyways? It's kind of wild.
But what's the difference though? Why is chocolate milk lasting all day, but white milk's not lasting all day?
That preservative is
black no crack.
Yeah, that's black no crack. Chocolate milk fighting the power.
Yeah, that melanin is filled with preservatives, keeping shit together.
Keep you strong out here.
That square pizza. Then in high school, niggas trying to make fun of nigga for having free lunch. I say, ha! I don't give a damn. I'm gonna wait in this free lunch line. I'm gonna get my free sub, my free drink. I'm gonna put that bitch in my backpack, save that bitch for active practice, and then I'm gonna go into the line and buy me a taco snack and a brisk. $2 even. $2 even.
Back on America was America.
Them $2 saved you from a lot of ridicule.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
No, it didn't. Because eventually niggas knew if you couldn't even get a cookie.
This nigga going to the line every day getting a taco stack and a brisk.
That nigga coming to school every day with $2 in his pocket.
Yeah,
$2.
But the $2 is the minimum.
Nigga can't.
What you'd have to do is some days only get a cookie. But like I ain't even really hungry that day. That way you make it look like it was a choice. Some days I have me some cookies. Some days I have me taco snack and a brisk.
The big ballers went to the back of the cafeteria where they were selling the Pizza Hut.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The Pizza Hut was probably like $2 or $3, you know what I'm saying? Or if you want to have some money, you could buy the in-house pizza that they double up, a pizza on top of pizza type shit, you know what I'm saying? Remember they came up with the double pizza?
No, I don't remember that one. That's some big back shit.
Yeah,
they
were selling it just like they were just selling the regular Papa John's, which is crazy because the double pizza was just an in-house pizza they just layered.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just took two pizzas and put them together.
Yeah, but they charged a premium for that. And then we had the cookies, and then that's when just started the rumor selling that the handicapped kids made the cookies.
Oh yeah, there was drooling all in it.
But he was like, they're all drooling cookies. Yeah.
It's an issue. It's an issue.
It's not. You saying it's an issue because not drooling for real.
It don't matter. They're not professionals. They're not. I don't need non-professionals cooking my food. I don't need children cooking my food. What if you went to a restaurant and then you found out there's a bunch of kids back there cooking your food?
But I mean, they're under the supervision.
Was the food good? Was the food good?
The food good.
I don't.
Results.
I don't know.
Drill might get to that coup de grace. Yeah. That's the Michelin star.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah,
you don't know the secrets is back there. Oh, fucking classic.
Remember A.G. Holly? I don't know if y'all know. Y'all don't know. This is an East Lantana thing.
A.G. Holly is like your taxes and shit there, ain't it?
No, A.G. Holly is it's like a mental hospital. Back where I stay at, where that
right behind Lantana, where you do like you get the clinic and everything back there.
The clinic, that clinic where everybody learned to drive at. There's the A.G. Holly right before it, and we used to cut when we was going to. Oh, when we lived on Melody Lane and we had to go to school, and we used to cut through A.G. Holly to get to Barton. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of, I don't know what's going on at A.G. Holly, but there's a bunch of like retards and like deformed pig people inside of that building. One time we walked inside of the building, this lady tried to scare us, closed the door, and all I remember, I don't know if this is a game my head is playing with me right now, but I remember this lady, a black lady, closing the door on us. We went inside to like get some water out the water fountain, and I just remember a bunch of like people sitting in wheelchairs all in the room, and they all just started going like throwing their heads back and forth, and then saliva just going everywhere like Beethoven.
Were they baking cookies?
I don't know what they was doing, but I hope they wasn't baking cookies because that shit. I still remember that shit.
Pre-game and making cookies.
That's probably what they was doing, about getting ready to kick some cookies. Yeah, but I still remember that shit to this day, just saliva everywhere. And I remember us like screaming, like, we got to get out of this bitch. These people trying to kill us.
Yeah, kids wouldn't believe the adventures we went to when we were kids, dog. In middle school, every half day, like clockwork, we would break into a company truck. Like I guess just doing drop-offs. Mm-hmm. We'd take the back way home, through some alleys, cross a bridge. Literally, the bridge you're crossing, if you fall, there's gators in there.
Yeah.
We're crossing the fucking bridge. We're literally climbing over water drains, crossing a bridge that there's gators in it, catching this car every time it's parked up, doing shipments while it's inside dropping, rob it clean of candy and shit like that, and go about our adventures. Every half day like clockwork. This shit was insane.
You would not let
level of unsupervision we had back then.
You would not let elementary kids, school kids,
we're in middle
travel. Well, even travel that far, like 9 miles.
Oh no, yeah, we were wilding. Like we'd go to a local community pool, like remember Willow Lakes?
Yeah.
Some of that pool all the time. Then there was behind Little Lakes is where you had to cross the little drain pipe, a giant drain pipe, and if you fall, there's gators down there. That's so fucking crazy. Instead of just walking the long way.
Nate, you put a little sauce on it, Nate. You put a little sauce on it, Nate.
What sauce?
You know, that nigga Nate's a storyteller.
You never crossed that drain? I crossed that drain plenty of times. Motherfuckers crossed that drain holding a bike before.
Nate, I'm not. I know the drain. I've been across the drain plenty of times.
And there's not gators.
I'm talking about the fucking part you're talking about. There's gators down there. Nate, there was no gators down there, Nate.
There's gators in there to this day.
Oh, Lord.
Behind Willow Lakes, it's never not gators.
There's probably gators. It probably wasn't.
It's still there. It's still
okay.
There.
When he said you saying sauce, he's probably saying like it wasn't like infested. Like
it wasn't infested, but these are gator waters.
Yeah,
it didn't make no
you might
sense.
catch it. You might catch
it. There was no gators.
Listen.
There was
I never been across that.
We haven't been there in 20 years, and there's still gators there till this day.
Nate.
What'd that tell you?
Nate, please tell me.
Did they just import them?
Nate,
where was this drain at? What street was this on?
It's on 10th Avenue. There's still gators.
Nate, can you recall seeing a gator in there?
Not when I was crossing. Of course, I would have been scared. But there'll be sightings when the gator would come out the water. Okay. We had people that lived in Willow Lakes.
Who's seeing this?
We had people that lived in Willow Lakes.
Who's seeing this, Nate? Don't feed the gators. And I know they wasn't sending you a MSS.
No, we didn't have no cell phones. Listen, there was definitely gators. I don't know what
you wasn't getting no pic, bro. Nate, there was no gators.
Listen, I'm gonna take a picture of a gator for you tonight. In fact,
okay.
And I live here in Orlando, in a cul-de-sac. I'm gonna find a live picture of a gator for you tonight. So
what does that have to do?
What does
that have to do
20 years later? So think about 20 years prior. Let's think. That's even more chance.
You would think more of a gator. Yeah,
absolutely.
What does that have to do with like 25 years ago?
Things were even more reckless. Things were even more reckless. Motherfucker in Lake Worth.
Nate, we're talking about 25 years ago, bro.
He's talking about
there was no fucking gators.
It was less developed.
So there was more wildlife.
Oh Lord. Nate, all right, you got
it. I believe Nate. It's just that he's the story, the way he's telling the story.
You don't remember growing up, certain streets you walk down, wild dogs just hop out and run after.
We're talking about dogs and gators, Nate.
That should happen, right? Shit like that don't happen.
You're talking about wild dogs. There was dogs, alligators, right? Bro.
Did that ever happen to you, Swerve?
Well, I remember I was gonna say because the whatever y'all talking about, I never crossed that. But when we was in high school, to get from the gym in Lake Worth to where we was at in Lantana, you can cross across that dump. And in those woods, there was actually wild dogs in those woods. So you really had to run. We did
the woods. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about.
You had to run.
Not think nothing of it.
Nah, he might have not thought about it because he didn't know about it. But us that knew there was dogs in there, I thought about it every time I jumped that fence.
The dog was the least of our
worries. Hey, listen, we grew up in the same areas around the same time. Yes. How many alligators did you guys see growing up?
I never really seen alligators.
I didn't live all the way out in 10.
You see? But you see? Come on, bro.
Whatever if I did see it is
Nate,
when
there was no fucking gators.
When Big Show ended up moving over there.
Yeah, when people started moving into developments like
that's when you'd have to if anything would run by, you just see what I'm saying. It wasn't rare. You'd always hear about them, but it was gator infested because even back then they had signs: "Do not feed the gators." They had it put signs there behind Willow Lakes. The signs are still there.
I don't know why. I don't know why Juno don't believe that there would be gators
I live
in
a cul-de-sac
Florida
now, and there's gators in it. What are you talking about? This shit is back then. That shit was even more prevalent.
Nate, how many gators did you see?
Probably maybe one or two my whole life, but not like around that same vicinity. So
what vicinity?
Willow Lakes.
Willow Lake. So the
Nate, how many gators did you see around Willow Lakes?
Like one gator, not together, but there'd be like the side behind the. What's the fisherman spot back there? There's a fisherman spot right by the Wendy's. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I wanted to know
that side of the
how
road,
many times you saw alligators growing up.
If I saw it would probably be there maybe one time.
Ain't no if.
1-2 times. It wasn't a crazy amount of give. Now that I'm thinking about it, it could have been. Now my mind could be putting it there. That's also a possibility. But I know for sure there was gators back then. Even if I didn't come
there was no gators. There was no gators where we were from, bro.
I'm gonna find.
I think that's hard to believe. I don't think Nate probably never saw one, but it's hard to believe that there wasn't no gators
There was a gator
in a
attacking
big ass lake
in Lake Worth. There was a gator attack before a lady died when she was jogging outside of Lake Osborne. So what are you talking about? This is the same around the same body of water type shit around those areas.
I don't even have water like that around my house now, and we just seen a big ass gators walking down the street.
That's what I'm about to go show you. I have a dead gator up the block when I was riding the bike just yesterday. I was going to shoot a gator today. So you're thinking this is developed 20 years later and developed side of Kissimmee, Florida. You think that's nothing for this back then in Palm Beach?
You're talking about by Willow Lakes, right? Mm-hmm. Lake Osborne, you might see something in the water, but it wasn't no gators, bro. I used to live.
They had an attack on Lake Osborne.
I'm talking about when we were there. You talking about an attack that probably. I'm not saying that.
This was after you were living there.
Okay.
After you lived by Lake Osborne.
I know you're talking about after. I'm talking about when we were there living.
When you're younger.
Yeah, around the same time you was there, younger.
Yeah, what about it?
There was no fucking gators.
So you think the gator came only after?
Yes, because you talking about the Lake Osborne shit.
Who put him there?
That's probably 2 months ago.
That ain't how it worked, dog. Those things been there. Florida been had wildlife.
I'm not. Oh Lord, now Nate, I'm not saying there was no wildlife.
He's just saying you don't believe that you saw him
in the area where we were living. There was none of that.
Nah, I can't believe.
And I'm gonna find you gator attacks or gator sightings from.
How did they get? If it wasn't there 20 years ago, how did they get there? Was somebody filling these lakes up with?
Motherfuckers be doing all sorts of. We got all sorts of shit from wildlife. People come down here and just let that shit loose, and the environment allows that shit prevail like crazy. Like back then when we used to live in Lake Worth, we didn't have the I know iguanas. For sure we didn't have the iguanas. Now tell me I'm wrong about that.
No, yeah, that's a new thing. They started coming after
Frankie. Only Frankie from Southside, white boy Frankie had the giant iguana, but that was it. Now you go to Lake Worth, that shit is everywhere. Mm-hmm. We ain't them giant, bro. That shit would have been scary.
Yeah,
shit was about as big as dogs. Now we didn't have those back then.
I seen a fucking raccoon attacking one of them.
Yeah, shit's crazy, bro. So I'm telling you, we had a. I'm saying
you're not gonna find nothing, bro. Give it up, bro. You got it.
All right. I have people that can attest to this story. Smith is out right now. If anything, Smith probably remember these stories.
That's the person you want to remember these stories.
These are the people I was hanging out. Who am I gonna call to testify 20 years ago? It's kind of thrown, right? And you think that's kind of crazy. You still know the same people.
That's the nigga you gotta get the nigga that was in jail because he ain't got nothing else to remember but gators walking in his backyard.
20 years back, man.
That's more than 20 for you, bro.
How long we been on this pod? Hey, let's get into some absurdities.
Let's do it.
Let me ask you one last thing. Is it guys, right? Here's the other thing. You have a friend that you're like either cool with or best friends with. After the time passes by, do you think that person ever thinks of it? Do you think that's just your own thing? You know what I'm saying?
You mean like you've had like a best friend? Like I've had
like different series of best friends. Like there was probably one time you were like, remember, like you and Curtis was cool for a long time, and you know what? You're not cool, but you have like areas where just me and James
Pierre Lewis was at one point like best friends.
That's what I'm saying.
I still like to call. I don't call him my best friend no more, but it's just we kind of grew apart.
I'm thinking
we
like
still check up on each other.
For Juno, it'd be you and Jeremy at one point. Y'all used to be real cool. You hang out all the time.
Yeah.
That's G-Boy's brother. Then it'd be you and Gene at one point. You know what I'm saying? So these are folks that you might have spent like a year, 2 years. You and me go 3 years, and then you don't talk to them. Do you think they ever still think, oh, this is my dog from back around the day? That's how male relationships kind of work. You can not talk to the person for years.
Yeah.
When I click back up,
we still cool.
Hey, what's up? We still cool. That's one thing it's pretty dope on that. But how many of those do you have, or is it just one side cherishing it versus one side that don't?
Cherishing it is pretty gay, but
it's not gay. It just, if you have a constant stream of friendships, you probably don't take. You probably take it for granted. But if you still locked in with the same 4-5 people along the years, are like it's not. I mean, you cherish it like because it's still dope, but it's still like the same circle of friends that you rotating in and out.
Nate, that's the thing. Life is really like seasons, bro. And the people that end up sticking around are meant to stick around, bro.
And the ones that didn't stick around, you don't mean it doesn't mean like that I hated the winter or I hated the spring. It was just it came and it went.
You know what's strange about me though? So I've always been a dreamer. So some people, even from back then, I always thought they'd be along with me along the way. Like if I'm winning, I'm gonna be one of these niggas way down the line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then as they fall off, I'll be like, all right, well, I'm gonna see you at the top. Hope I see you there.
Yeah, but the people that's locked in, they're not going nowhere though.
Yeah, they're not going nowhere. But along the way, you might even have to think, all right, I'm probably not gonna see you because you're dreaming for you and them. And as you go along further, you just start dreaming for yourself.
Nah, but then
they don't even want to come.
Nah, you got to bring them. You got to bring them with you.
Of course, because if you get there,
for me to say that I've known Nate for all this time, and then
the last leg of greenness is when you say I fuck them niggas. Yeah, but that is the last leg of greenness.
That is the last leg, but you don't have to take that leg because LeBron took all his guys with him. Jay-Z took a few of his guys with him.
But I see a lot more of the fuck the greenness. They usually get them over the hump a lot quicker, though. The niggas that a lot of the new niggas or a lot of the rich niggas you see them without logo, it's for good reason.
Yeah, but a lot of those dudes, it's like you need to stay with. It's like say like somebody like Ja Morant. This guy needs to separate himself from some of these old people.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is a lot of the good people that y'all see winning, they're probably not even that good people. They cut off a lot of good people. I don't know if it's dead weight. There's just a lot of benefit to being selfish. It's rewarded, even though you just don't. It's not as it doesn't show it. They don't like it. They don't promote it that way. But a lot of them are selfish. If that means anything, I'm saying.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean anything.
They don't.
Not a damn thing, bro.
Either way, I was just thinking about that as far as having when you have a couple friends, because I had a couple of the best friends at different stages throughout my life, and every now and then I'll catch myself calling when I'm in Palm Beach or I'm trying to reach out, they're not reaching back.
I don't never do.
I'm looking out for this relationship a little bit more than you do, though. Maybe a bit more than me than it is.
Oh yeah. See, Nate is that kind of person that
maybe I'm a little over some in the middle. Yeah,
Nate's always been that person that hey, if nobody calls me for a long time, I know Nate's gonna call me. Even if I don't call him, he's gonna check up.
I make an effort.
Yeah. We need people like you. Because me, I'm not doing it.
But I also don't take offense.
Yeah, I don't take offense.
Yeah. So
I know people who literally take offense and they'll be like, why is it that I'm the one that always gotta call you? Don't even mention that. If you even mention that to me, you might as well just lose my number.
But if a guy say that to you, bro, that nigga's gay.
I was gonna hit y'all. Y'all seen that dude meme that be going around where the nigga just called niggas over, hey, I was just calling to tell you good night.
Yeah.
And the nigga just go off on him like, get the fuck off my life. It's just so hilarious,
night,
bro. Nigga, Jamaican guys will call their dad and tell them that. Like, Monty boy, get off my fucking life. Fucking hilarious, dog. Let's get in these absurdities, though. I got us running a long one. Pause.
Yeah, pause. Fuck. Fucking OKC game 1 started 10 minutes ago. Hold on, I got Prime on my TV in here.
Oh, it's on Prime?
It's, yeah.
Go ahead, y'all niggas.
Okay, big news today. Your boy Elon and Trump done fell out.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. Fucking up my damn portfolio right now.
What does that mean The stock's been going down for like Tesla or for
stock fucking dropped 14% today alone.
Damn.
Fucking insane.
Which like all over across the board or just Elon shit?
Tesla stock. Just Elon shit. And they went from, criticizing each other. Elon shows up at the beginning of the week from a meeting. Nigga got a black eye.
He's who you think it was, Trump? He said it was his son that hit him.
He says it was his son, but apparently people in the background saying it was someone like in the Trump administration type shit. And they made no big deal of it. I was like, okay, this administration. This is like a boys' locker room, Sometimes
that's good. I like that.
Anything could happen, yeah.
Because you think a rich nigga get hit in the eye, he's suing somebody, right?
Not in this circle.
Not in this circle. Nah, fuck that.
Trump runs a different type of administration. As long as you don't touch the boss, he allows sometimes the dogs go at it.
I would like to see that.
I'll be damn, I'm the richest nigga in the world. Nigga came and
get hit.
Me.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy,
I respect
bro.
Sometimes you gotta show these niggas, don't matter all that money you got, nigga, you still a pussy. Elon learned that Americans don't give a fuck about nothing. You can still get it, nigga. Fuck you. Come correct, nigga. Don't let this bread trick you. Elon came with that the meeting kind of like a black eye. People say he was high as hell on ketamine. I can't tell the signs because Elon's kind of awkwardly moving anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Trump passes a budget. Elon kind of doesn't like it because all that savings Elon gives us, basically after 1 year it'll be wiped out. So it's like we're only going to get a savings worth of 1 year because the new budget makes everything increase after said year. It's like I did all that work for only 1 year's worth of, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For improvements.
Well, now you do it again next year.
It's not that. It's a budget. The budgets don't go year by year. So it's like 3-4 years, however long it is. So he was like, after the 1 year, it's gonna wipe out his thing. So he was already kind of talking shit then. And then they've been kind of sideways talking all week. And out the blue, Trump said he was disappointed in Elon today because Elon's issue with the budget. He didn't have no issue until we said we had in the EV credits. And it wasn't until then. And they just kind of just started going back and forth on Twitter. And to finally, I guess, Elon said, if it wasn't for me, Trump wouldn't have been won. This is a third. Now they talking spicy. And Elon just said, you know what? If y'all really want to know the truth, the reason you haven't got the Epstein list is because Trump's on it. Good day, Mr.
That nigga is a fucking menace.
Man's a pedo, by the way. I'm out. And then Trump saying, maybe we need to just go look at some of these contracts Tesla got with the government.
Oh, man. I like this. I like this.
Damn, I don't like
this. This might be the beef we needed.
My pockets.
This is y'all talking about Kendrick and Drake. This is the beef we needed.
This is real beef. This is the world's richest man.
Not no fake shit. All the one dude a pedo. I call you a pedo. You might be a real pedo. There's a list. You on the list. There's a whole fucking
list that 2 administrations hasn't opened yet. So that lets you know that both sides are compromised either way.
I could see Bill. I could see
their parties.
I could see. Sides. I could see Bill. I could see Obama. I could see.
Sure. I don't know about Obama, but it's already known like almost 100% Bill Clinton's on there. Bill that president. It's like
Nate,
for sure.
You saying you don't know about Obama? They might have photos of Obama looking like what's the nigga name from Tallahassee?
Oh, Gilliam.
Listen, they for sure Obama. But I'm just saying Obama and the speculation. But Bill, they know Bill and Bill Gates. Those three, Bill Gates, and the Prince and Weston. They're like the most on the manifest. So they already know them niggas is locked in. Like it's a wrap.
Freaking flyer miles.
Big pedophiles.
Yeah. Big pedo shit. Big pedo. They already know they got them niggas is done for. But whoever else, both sides of the party are protecting, that's real power there. So for whatever reason, not releasing that list. And I always saw that the motherfucker that's allowed us to call out or keep reminding us, that nigga must not be on it. Elon won't say no shit like that if he knows, nigga, I know I'm good. So I can say some shit like that. Whenever you mention that list, just know you throwing somebody under the bus. Because there's too many stars on that list. Unless you really don't fuck with nobody in Hollywood, you are really throwing a lot of people on that list. And some people on there are good people, but you got caught compromised. And sorry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's crazy to me that there's a fucking list out there that we just act like this shit don't happen, and we know that there's somebody literally blackmailing our superpowers, and we just all go along with it.
What we supposed to do, nigga?
We're just cool with pedophiles representing us? Is that just us, we are as the people?
It is what it is.
That is thrown to me. Like, why should I? Laws are just suggestions, though. They're just, whoever passes the law just has it's whoever has a monopoly on violence. But outside of that, if they can't have a way of catching me and proving, why should I even take your idea? Why should I even follow under your leadership, under your laws? I know what type of person the person is. These are sick people. If your boss out here a pedo, you gonna listen to your boss? You gonna just get your check? I'm just getting a check off. I don't really respect this nigga. Nothing about. I'm here to get the check. I'm gonna follow the law if I feel like it. Y'all niggas is pedos. What the fuck I'm listening? I'm gonna do what I want in this country. Pretty much, I will think about it if I'm really looking at it like that. Who are we listening to? If we're being governed by motherfuckers that are doing this type of debauchery.
Yeah, just don't let them catch you. That's all I gotta say.
That's all. That's what I'm saying. But ain't like I'm taking their reprimandments or Nate, how they feel about me into account.
You talking a little spicy. They gonna send a Punisher at you.
No, eventually this shit's gonna be all legal anyway. All the shit this shit goes in cycles, right? It might take a few 100 years, but eventually we might not even be here for it. But
not if us conservatives men had anything to say about it. That's what the plan is. But we have to try to every now and then reset this bitch every now and then.
Yeah, reset that age, reset that legal age.
Yeah.
No,
every once in a while.
Reset humanity. This is what
That's how you solve all the issues. You reset the age. A lot of niggas is not criminals no more if you reset that age.
I realize this is how the Bible.
Swerve.
This is how it happened in the Bible. Niggas will waddle too much in the Bible.
You remember that conversation we had on the boat?
Because niggas on the boat acting wild. Crazy. Because these women on here, first of all, these women on these cruise ships, they doing the same thing we doing. They out here scoping every piece of meat that walk by them. Except for them, they have a type. They have an age group, a certain demographic that they're sticking to, a color, whatever it is, they're sticking to that. When a guy passes by, I know who my sister-in-laws who they're checking out. Me, they don't know who I'm checking out. I'm anywhere and everywhere. She could be 80, she could be 18. I'm gonna say 18 because that's the legal age. But if they change that age, niggas gonna be looking everywhere.
Everywhere.
And even now, you don't know what these ages are because like we was talking about, these 14, 15-year-olds going through puberty looking like grown women now. How would you know?
Let the court sort that out. That's how
Let the court sort it out.
Well, I mean, there's people that say, I've heard this argument to begin with, like, you know, they'll tell you like how in certain countries they have like lower Africa, I believe, and Saudi Arabia, how they have like lower lower marriage rates. Like the girl could be 12 or 14. You know what I'm saying?
You might get you a 14-year-old a little 14-year-old baddie.
No baddie.
Absolutely insane.
No, but you got to think, if you get you a 14-year-old when you 24 years old, for the rest of your life, she's always going to be 10 years younger than you. You always going to have that fine young thing in the room. When all your homies walking around with women their own age, you always got the baddie.
Yeah, listen, you got the young thing. You got the spring chicken.
Young years. But they're just saying how they're like, how we're looking at it. It just depends on which places you are in certain societies. It's 16 in some places, 14, 12 in others. They're like, as long as people are legal. But that just, like I said, just time in the location. And we live in an era that it's 18. But the one thing I do realize going on because of the Diddy case, and I was like, it don't matter what age you put on it, the woman, we're never going to give the women agency. Because we'll say 18, and she'll say she got tricked by a nigga that she's 20. Look at Cash, how old she is, still not taking credit. They're like, no matter how old they are, they're gonna say,
you're still getting tricked.
You're still getting tricked. Yeah,
women, it's just women have been getting tricked by men from the time they were kids all the way to the time they're grown. It don't matter how smart they get.
It don't matter. There's no age limit.
And for some reason,
I'm not thinking you a whole adult at 18.
For some reason, they always saying that the women mature faster than the boys, which is true. But for some reason, these immature boys are still tricking these grown women.
Well, you know what's the issue is because even though women do age, I mean they are mature. Older, they tend to date older, so they kind of lose their advantage. Because the man that they're dating is more mature. Yeah, exactly. Than the guys that are their age. But it's just one of those things that it's kind of thrown on that one. I like no matter the age, if we're always gonna end up making her, no matter what, she could play the victim role. Like there's really no agency to it.
Yeah, we need to just get them back in the kitchen, bro.
There could be an argument for that because if you have no responsibility of your own self, if no matter what, you can all say it wasn't my fault by default. Mm-hmm. You really you're not really an adult out here. You gotta just let the adults do the voting. Those of us that are willing to take the consequences for our actions at all times, not those of us that have like a cop out every now and then. You know what I'm saying? When you can blame it on society, when you can blame it on pressures, post-mortem. There's so much different cop-outs to where you don't get to be responsible for your own actions anymore. For guys, there's none of that. You 18 and you're a loser, you're just that. You're just a loser. They ain't trying to hear mental health. They ain't trying to hear none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lonely road. Lonely road being a man.
It's different out there. Speaking of mental health, I see this past week with your, I don't even know if we've even covered the Elon shit, but that was good enough, right? We're good on that.
Yeah.
Elon Trump. You seen the fallout between DDG and
Duke?
No. His BM Haiti.
Oh.
Yeah, she had put him on some kind of
She did. She got a whole restraining order,
she
bro.
put a restraining order on him and try to get permanent custody or full custody. As she gets ready to go out the country to film a movie. So he's all right.
What's her reasoning? Like what?
They're not together no more.
They're not together no more, bro. She's a fucking bitch.
Here's the thing.
And she seemed like she's the nice one. You would think if there was somebody who would be chill, it would be her.
I already knew it wasn't that. I already knew the case from the get-go when he ended up breaking up with her after they had the kid. He was like, it wasn't nothing serious. They still get along. He just wanted to do him thing. They already started giving him slack then and there. I was like, but the man always wants to be with his kid, so which means he still just wants to deal with his kid, but he just don't want to be with her. Mm-hmm. And then I already know automatically he's always being attacked online. And I already know new moms especially, they're already kind of women in general, but especially new moms, they kind of program in their head, like they kind of feel like the kid is kind of more theirs than yours. Maybe because they carried it. Somehow in their head, they kind of feel like they kind of, it's a safety mechanism, but they do kind of feel like they kind of have a bit more authority over the kid than you do.
Right? Yeah, I would kind of feel that.
But if you don't check that early,
as the guy, you have to remind them. You have to remind them.
Both y'all kids. If you don't check that early, they're programmed to really, really.
You're supposed to be in the kitchen using oven.
Listen, I'm not on some misogynistic shit, on some real shit. This is This is having 4 kids myself. This from other folks I know. If you don't automatically remind them, hey, I'm an active parent. This ain't what I'm saying. They will try to sit you a second place. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. I'll call the shots.
So when you say you're just as equal, that means in her head, I
say goes just as much as yours. There's no you call the shots.
I understand.
They're gonna think they get to set the rules because they kind of carry the kid.
Because they carry the kid, and they when the baby's crying, majority of the time they're the one holding the baby. They're doing most of the diaper changing.
It's still a false premises because you're still a guy. You still have protection over them. They're gonna feel like they always think about it, but you still also think of the kid too. You still also know what's best for the kid as well. It can't ever be one-sided. But because biologically they feel wired that way, if some guys will fall back and let the women have full control. And this what comes with it. When they try to step up afterwards, they end up the girl keeps running with it. However, the longer that runs with it, this stuff comes down the line. So long story short, she ended up claiming that he assaulted or something last week, something like that, put a restraining order. He said, all right, no problem. She's trying to go out the country to film for a couple months. He hit her with that no. He's trying to tell her no. So he ended up filing his appeal today. He shows up on this. He releases all these messages. You see in the message, the girl's threatening to kill herself. She talking about, I just want you to pick up the phone. You see all this manipulation, all this motherfucker even saying, just like he was saying, like, and he applied to try to get the restraining order on her, so she's gonna leave with the kid, but it got denied. But you see how the courts is already kind of set up and that shit. But like throughout the message he released, though, you can kind of see how much he's just trying to just play it cool, and she's just blaming all her bullshit on him. And you see girls online still trying to side with her. Oh, it's postpartum. Y'all don't get it. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear all that bullshit. This nigga trying to see his kids. You making him seem like he's a super villain. You're out here running his name through the fucking dirt. And now you just, whenever you get to choose, so you get to go out with the kid out the country. But whenever he wants to see the kid, he has to be done at a certain time under supervision. They be out here on some bullshit, dog. Only niggas that actually care about the kids actually really have to go through this bullshit. Because if certain niggas, as soon as this one speed bump they hit you, that man, fuck them kids, I'm out. And I can't say I wouldn't be on that type of time. The more you're with the kid, the more you're locked in. This is why you can't do it. But y'all fucking with the right ones. Y'all know who to try that with. Because a lot of niggas are fuck that. I ain't going through this with you.
Niggas got too much emotions. That's the problem. Niggas got feelings and shit. They want to hold a little baby like it's a little baby doll. This is my baby.
Yeah, once you're in love with the kid, you're in love with the kid. You wouldn't think about it, but that shit, it's fucking maddening, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Once you open yourself up to allow to love something else that has that hold on you, think you just be like, fuck them kids. I like to say I would. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? With good sense, because I feel so much pride.
And you got grown ass kids.
Now I got grown kids. I'll hit them with that fuck that kid.
Yeah, fuck them kids. Get the ass out of here. 50-50. Yeah. Double that. Yeah, double that.
For sure. But when they're younger, when they're younger or you don't know what I'm saying. Now that I got enough experience to know that. Because you only have about 7 years with your kids. People don't realize that.
What you mean? After they turn 8 years old, then it's over?
Well, yeah, because really you have about 7 or 8 when they want to hang with you, go everywhere with you. Once they become teenagers, they want to hang with their friends. And then that's it. And they're not walking with you all the way back.
Then you ain't never seen them niggas again.
Yeah, they're not really rocking with you all the way back again, 25, till they're like almost adults, 35, 40, when they're coming back home for vacations every now and then they come back with their family. And then very, very end when you get old again and they start taking care of you. So you only got like 7 to 8 years in the beginning to really rock with your kids when they're all on your time. Outside of that, you trying to rock with them.
But between those years, between 8 years old, between teenager and once you're old enough to get married and then you're coming back, that's when people are actually becoming themselves. That's when you're finding out about life. You don't need to be around your...
Because there's different points of your kids. Because your kids, there's the baby version of your kids. They become different people at different times, for sure. There's the teenage when their kids and when the outside world imprints on them, when they have their own friends and they become their own person, then that's a different version as well. And then when they think they know it all, when they become the teen, when like that night, when that trigger goes off, where I just had the 18 and whatever, that's its own thing. And you got to remember, no matter what, you got to let that stage ride out because that's how they end up. What life comes out, all that bullshit. You try to make them avoid, but that's gonna be the hardest to watch because you know the answers, but they don't want to listen. They don't want to listen,
and you have to let them learn themselves.
In the same way, exactly how you had to do it. You're like, and you already know they're not gonna listen. That's what's worse, and you still try to stop it.
Shit's crazy.
You know, you got to go through. Like, if we just would fucking listen, so much fucking pain, and you still gotta go through it. Like, this shit is crazy. That cycle. But like,
I wish there was a way, like, you know, like Back to the Future, you go back into time and you tell this is going to happen. It would have to be like a version of themselves telling them, hey, yo, listen to your dad. He knows everything.
I don't know.
You fucking around. Nobody else is going to.
There's that, and there's the aspect that parents over parent, especially with women and shit like that, or even with Haitians. I always feel like with Haitians, because Haitians come from the background of slavery and shit like that, every one of us had to fight for our freedom. It isn't just given to you. So your parents kind of lock you down until you kind of break away and fight for your freedom, and you're going to have to do the same to your kids. Like, this shit is not free. As long as if you are one of the kids that just being a good kid, listening to your parents, and you're Asian, no, you probably still inside the house. Still ain't seen no life, because they will snuff that shit right out of you. You know what I'm saying? The parents trying to tell you just because, versus the kids we have now that don't really go out. We're trying to get them out the door. So it is different on that aspect.
No, I know some of those good kids you're talking about that their parents snuffed the life out of them, but their savior is going to be when they go to school, when they get out the house.
Those are the kids when they go to college, they turn up, they go completely crazy if they go to college. But some of them that stay local, still at home, you know what I'm saying, that's playing me a good kid. There's a tax for it. The family takes complete advantage of you. A lot of those kids working, paying a lot back into the family pot. They really never get to really grow up. There's a tax sometimes for not getting your independence.
Sometimes it also
some of those kids are still at home right now.
But it also pays.
Beach taking care of the family too, and they're kind of like locked in, paying the tax of staying close and being good.
You're speaking of like the average business owning like Chinese American family. Those kids, I've been going to the same Chinese restaurant since I moved to Tampa, and I literally watched these kids grow up.
Different.
They're staying home.
That's different. The Chinese is different. I'm not think of a black version.
Okay, black version. I was about to say because the Jews they do the same.
Yeah, if yours your own business, you play by your own rules, by all means. Yeah.
But even if it's not a business, even if it's just staying at the house, a lot of people tell you could just staying at the house until you're 30 is going to save you so much more money in the long run.
It should. When they're at home, they're not saving money, bro. They're living life. They're paying. They're just as broke as being anywhere else without the experience and just be. People back home are just as broke, if not more broke. There's something about staying put that kind of you only see things one way. You really only see outside the box when you're outside the box.
I don't know. I feel like these certain kids that you're talking about, a lot of them know how to save their money.
Every one of us are an example of what I'm talking about. You all property owners outside the house. If you're back home, you would not even probably own a home. Do you not see that?
Where the hell would I be living at?
Inside your parents, like everyone else. At home. That shit is Throw it like that.
I would be a 39-year-old. So I would have never been married, is what you're saying? Because I don't see me being married.
It's very possible you probably wouldn't have been married. Lots of people back home aren't married. It's like a stagnation. Am I wrong?
Well, good thing I left then, huh?
It's just small towns are kind of wired like that. And even though they're small towns, it's just in general people that if you don't stay put, a lot of the things happen like they just people are in cycles, just kind of keep going the same thing they've been doing.
Yeah. If I didn't, you're right. Because if I didn't leave, what reason would I have to go get an apartment right down the street from my parents' house when I could just stay there for free? Or I could just pay them and stay there.
Yeah, it has it's good and it's bad. So if you could just stay home until it's time to just move out, would be good.
That's really what they want you to do, the Haitians, because they don't want the women to be dating, but they do want them to get married.
That's the problem. They don't want you pushing dick in their house.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And they
don't want you dating. They don't want you pushing dick in the house. I think it's definitely easier for the guys.
For the guys, don't give a
the guys don't matter.
He coming and going. They don't give a damn.
But for the women, I could see, especially the relationship that women have with their Haitian mothers is crazy. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
The women is the main ones that have to fight for. They get it. They got it in American Haitian household. You got to fight for that freedom. Though. We ain't giving that bitch away. No. You got to earn it. You got to put up a rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents is your first oppressor.
Yeah.
So, I be having to go at it even with the wife, trying to let her know ease up off the daughter because they really trying to.
They really be beefing. They really.
Them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be beefing, but they're just doing the mom thing type thing.
Yeah.
And they're not really seeing it. And then the kids doing their thing, just being overly rude and doing all their bullshit selfishness.
So which one do you think is more like overdoing it? Someone who's trying to lock their daughter down, pretty much be like, hey, yo, close your legs until you're married. Or like I know a Moonblanc at my job whose 11, 12-year-old daughter has a boyfriend.
I've seen both of them close. I'd rather tell them to lock it down instead of that boyfriend route. But I've seen both parents try to be the cool parent, know the boyfriend. I don't know. It's hard to say. Because sometimes when you make them do the boyfriend route, I was with my wife early. They're just with that one person for a long time versus when you're trying to tell them to lock it down, they got various partners along the way. Kids are doing all sorts of shit their parents don't know about in high school. Getting pregnant, having abortions, all sorts of shit.
So maybe that's the thing. Maybe that's the thing.
Boyfriend.
Maybe that's the thinking about it. Yeah.
Checking in, becomes a family friend. You kind of lock it down, and you can just kind of keep an eye on the one thing.
Yeah.
That's when it pays to just have a boy.
Yeah, that's when it's easy to have a boy. And then if your boy happens to run into a girl and her parents are allowing her to date at 12 years old and your boy is 12, 13 years old, then you up.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to bust that down.
Bust that down.
So with the boys, it's easier if you have it like that. The only thing you got to worry about the boys is, keep them out of trouble. Both my boys dreaded their heads now, so I'm kind of always weary on that. I don't know why. I'm always looking at it this morning. I like the dreads myself.
Yeah, he's just saying.
I'd be afraid how these white folks be afraid of.
Yeah, Juno knows that the Moonblanc are scared of him.
Damn right, they better be.
As a grown man, you can handle that. When as a kid, as a father, I don't be wanting to be afraid of my kids. Because everything that comes with that fear that comes with it, they could either overly be afraid of them out of fear. Out of fear, white folks do a bunch of dumb shit. And I'm one of these dads, motherfucker. I'm gonna be like the other dad. You harm my kid, nigga. Someone's gonna have to pay for it. Someone's gonna have to pay for it. I ain't no look the other way type shit. So even because of that, so I'm kind of weary, which kind of sucks because I was always mad of our parents telling us we can't do our own hairstyles, and here I am kind of over policing my son's hair because he had one was growing in free form. The shit started to look like the Dade County dreads. I'm like, no, we gotta. If you're gonna, let's clean that up.
Yeah, you gotta go get your shit retwisted. We're not doing that.
Yeah. Which it looked good. It looked clean on them, but I'm like, I don't want these.
This is just the beginning. That's just the beginning.
On top of that, I don't want these folks out here being afraid of you. I'm saying that's a big part of it. You know what I'm saying? That's my oldest boy, and the youngest one had clean locks anyway, so it wasn't an issue. But I'm very, if they are gonna run, I'm very on top of how I'm gonna make sure it looks. I don't want them being confused with any of these other YNs. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of crazy, putting our own stereotypes on our own people, but that's because I know what comes.
We know,
Nate. You got 2 YNs at the crib. That's it, bro. You can't fight it.
They look the part, but they don't.
Different. I need them to look like this. This one might not be the kind that you need to turn up on. You know what I'm saying? Not to say
that's the problem, though. It's the hair. It's the hair. That's the factor.
Yeah, if they can cut.
Because they see him. If he had that same kid with some waves and a clean and a cut, I don't know.
But a beard. Anytime they see us with hair, they're afraid of us. That's why they want.
Nate, do what your dad did to you.
What's that?
Shit.
Wait till that nigga sleep and get them clippers and just take a chump out of my dog shit.
I kept dunking him. When it's time to come do my hair, I'd jump out of the backyard, run out the house.
Oh, this is true story? This happened to you, Nate?
Oh, true story. He kept telling me, oh, your dad wants you need to cut your hair. I was trying to wait him out so I could just grow it out, try to braid it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he got tired of trying to catch me coming over. So one day he came in the middle of the night. And I already was like, fuck, he's ready in the house. I can tell him to get up. So I just started sleeping. So if I was sleeping, he let me ride. He sit up on He just stepped over me. I hear something scrolling. He plugged it again. He cut like 2-3 lines and he just got up,
walked away,
tied it back up and walked away. Like, I ain't got to search for you anymore. You going to do your own hair now.
Yeah.
Walk away. Man, I showed up to that barber shop all patched up. The niggas roasted. And the barber was like, no, I can't do nothing for you, dog, because he went against the grain, at the grain.
Oh, man.
I got a baldy, playboy, if you want to come back right. So I came with that bit fresh baldy.
Then you like, this ain't too bad. And then you've been rocking it ever since.
Nah, I rocked it long after that. I was looking like a cancer kid. High school. I got straight roasted. Fucking classic.
Oh.
All because I didn't want to cut my hair.
Hilarious.
My dad was always the one that was trying to save me. My mom didn't want me to grow my hair, didn't want me to have no nice shoes. She wanted to buy the cheapest crap of all time. My dad was always the one that's like, let's spend an extra few dollars on these shoes, or let the kid grow his hair. He's not hurting nobody. He didn't want me to like have it like locked up or anything, but he didn't have no issue with me actually having my hair.
Yeah, that's how it is, man. Nation households is different. Either way, I don't know how we got off of the DDG thing. We ended up speaking on him and Halle Bailey and the bullshit all that bullshit that go with them. Last week, y'all seen the whole fallout between Remy and Pap? How it critical mass?
Did Pap put out a diss record on Remy?
I don't know if he did. He did say he wrote for her. That came out. She was airing him out, talking about.
We already knew that, though, right?
I didn't know about that. I mean, I know, but all I
didn't we know that Papoose was writing for Remy? Is that not a thing?
No, that's a thing. People always thought that Remy got. I was always a big thing since she got her own pin. Is that she used to swear on that? You know what I'm saying? And
what if we find out the same thing with Nicki? Because Nicki's one of the greatest of all time.
That's why Safari claimed he wrote for her, and then she was like, he's fucking lying. Why? If he wrote for me, how come he hasn't wrote any hits since? And I'm still dropping hits. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And people have been saying Safari would help her, right? But Remy would swear that she was always her own pin. But, motherfuckers lie. But it's just crazy to see Remy out here now talking about how the dude it was like her last dude was like the brokest dude she's been with. She's always dating niggas had more than her, talking crazy about Pap type shit. It's crazy just emasculating this man about money.
After all these years.
After a nigga held you down for 6-some years. I like, Remy, you looking a little fake and a little light. Mm-hmm. But it's just one of those things. It just goes to show it don't matter the status of the woman. It don't matter if she's already rich.
Petty.
If she's above you, it's going to be petty, and it's going to be the same go-to line. It's fair, look out. When it's breakup time, he's broke. He want alimony. It's all that flip shit. It ain't no fairness. None. And I'm like, this shit look crazy. Like, this is Pap. Nigga,
alimony, huh?
This shit is crazy, but
that sound pretty nice right about now.
Remy Ma deserves to be in someone's prison.
She was.
Yeah, Pap said he done came home and caught her, going down on the help or help going down on her. So he done let that slide a couple times. Pap was the whole bitch in the relationship, dog.
Because he was finding her being with women. I guess
it wasn't fine. He was cheating, and he kind of was mad. And I don't know if they're taking that woman together. I don't know if that was his thing. If he knew, I don't know if he knew or she was type of. I don't know. The shit's thrown. And then even after he found out she cheated on the other dude, knocked the dude out, and they're supposed to.
How mad are you though if you come into the house? I guess you'd be mad if you didn't know about it. But if you come into the house and you see a girl going down on your wife.
I mean, there's levels, because if my wife pays all the bills, I am a bit more inclined to allow the cheating. So I can't really blame Pat.
I wouldn't even look at it as cheating. I was like, dang, y'all ain't call me?
If it's girl on girl, especially if you paid all the bills, I might be like, come on, man, you breaking my heart. Y'all ain't had your boy. At least take photos.
I walk in on that, bro. I'm getting completely butt naked. I'm not saying a word.
She goes, I got to tax you.
I got to tax you, car.
You see the name of this lease? I got to tax you.
I got to tax you. I'm the property owner.
Yeah. But now with him saying like he's like Remy just couldn't keep her legs shut. That's the reason why we've been together. He mentioned one. He didn't mention the other cases, so I'm thinking there might be some guys in there. But one guy has some multiple cases of cheating and still trying to work it out. But you might be more primed to it if your girl's paying everything.
Yeah, what can you do?
It makes Pap look wild though.
Pap look like a whole little.
Yeah, he look a little crazy.
Yeah, he looks crazy.
I can't say you weren't there for love, but it's easier to love when your brother's paying on the outside. I can see why he is like that, but it does make the whole dynamic look a little crazy, my guy.
Yeah, I guess. But what do we always knew that she was making more money than him, right?
Yeah,
it's like the same.
No,
it's like
no.
Okay. Let's say someone like ASAP and Rihanna.
Papoose was.
Yeah, Papoose was the bag in the beginning. Now she's the bag.
Papoose was getting money, bro.
I don't think it was. I don't think he was the bag for that long.
He was.
No,
bro,
he
even longer because the whole 6 years she was broke when she was in jail. Before, he held up his whole career.
When was that Fat Joe song she had? Lean Back. When was that? Was that after she got out of jail?
Yeah, after all that came.
Okay,
after.
Ever since Lean Back, she's had more money than.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I don't even know Papoose before Lean Back.
But Papoose he already had the $1 million deal. He stalled up his career because of her.
It was 1 point. Nate, say it correctly. It was 1.5.
1.5, and he had to make that 1.5 last for 6 years while she was in jail.
But it was not only that. I'm just saying. But he had the 1.5, and then after that, he had the mixtapes he was dropping. That was one point. This dude was like the hottest artist around, and he did when he got married to her, and then when she got caught the charge, he did stall up his whole career, playing at home, looking after the kids, doing doing what was supposed to be done. He paid the good guy tax. He was the good guy. Paid the good guy. It came back blessing for him when she got out, got the hit, she took care of it. So it kind of weighed itself out.
Yeah. So he kind of he played the good guy role and then worked out in his on his benefit.
Well, until she started cheating on him and kept cheating.
I think he said his benefit. For his benefit. His wife is getting digged down by another man.
Now, not during the relationship.
Yeah,
yes, it was during the relationship.
He found out.
I thought it was
several times.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
That's why I said that's the reason they had to break up. He was like, she can't keep her legs shut.
I thought she said it was like female.
Multiple men.
The female was one. Then there's Easy the Block Captain, the new dude. That's they're still not even divorced, Swerve. So you gotta imagine all these.
Yeah, they're just separated.
Yeah, so the shit is crazy. But if Pap loser, Pap done went younger and got him a world champion, multiple classes, and she about 8 years younger. Nigga can't lose. Nigga done signed a new contract, got a new whip.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be a loser in any of these situations. He's gonna be all right.
Not if this is his investment strategy. As long as you go younger,
he's always going. So he's going younger, and she got more money.
Younger, stronger.
Yeah.
This nigga like Warren Buffett.
Younger the better, like my dog Gray said.
Oh, did you ever confirm, Juno, what we was talking about?
Oh, confirmation.
Yeah, confirmation. You know, Nate got all the tea.
They got it all.
All right.
Y'all gotta talk off air. I don't know what y'all talking about.
All right, let's get into these sports topics. And
I'm trying to see who's up right now. Pause.
so Knicks fired their head coach Tibbs. Finals is going on right now. This is gonna be real fast, Nate. Pause. Thunder and the Pacers are in the finals. And this was a big one. Pause. Did y'all know Chris Webber got Doug Christie's wife pregnant 20 years ago and sat there and watched Doug Christie raise the kid?
What?
All that shit, bro. Chris Webber.
When did this happen?
This shit just came out, bro.
So Doug Christie's son is Chris Webber's son.
It's his daughter, the oldest daughter.
So Doug Christie's oldest daughter is not Doug Christie's. It belongs to Chris Webber.
Yes, because Chris Webber was fucking that nigga wife. DNA test prove it, all that, bro.
And who you want to pay the tax? This nigga smooth operator.
Damn.
And
how old is the girl now?
20.
If it was a son, he'd have like, that's probably NBA potential. He'd have came out and said it earlier. He got a whole daughter like, let me let that nigga rock it for a little bit. I'll let you raise it. So he missed out on the whole bill.
It's crazy. These athletes, they really make super semen, super kids. They have super semen making super kids.
I mean,
how does Karl Malone get a 13-year-old pregnant? Doesn't get charged. That kid ends up being an NFL superstar.
I mean, it goes to show. This is why science matters. I'll tell you, science is liquid. They've been doing this shit works since slavery. They'll take the strongest guy, You can breed out superstars.
That's just pretty crazy.
Imagine if you could get like a LeBron semen with a Serena egg.
Yeah,
you can put that in someone else.
This shit sounds gay as fuck.
They may sound that way, but these are
that's a superhuman right there.
The same way you breed animals, you could be able to breed. You could be able to breed super strong humans.
Yeah, I could see that. Serena and that's the perfect two right there. Serena and LeBron.
Fucking monster.
Or Usain Bolt and Sha'Carri.
Fucking nuts, bro. Yeah, come on. And you could get that to have them give some, you know what I'm saying? They both have her give some eggs or something, and you get another person to carry it.
Caitlin Clark and Steph Curry.
Fucking jumper. Nigga shoot that shit from the parking lot. From the parking lot, right out the car. So don't think motherfucking science ain't doing this shit on the low. It's just depending what company could be the one that could be a whole business model.
You see how you guys named a man and a woman, right?
Yeah.
How else are humans made?
Yeah. We still recognize the sexes of this.
Y'all just put both of them together. Now you got a whole transgender.
No, we're not putting.
We're not putting them together. We're just saying if they had a baby together.
Yeah, you put the
like if Steph had a baby with Caitlin Clark.
That baby probably halfway retarded.
But shooting from the parking lot.
Shooting from the parking lot.
From the logo.
Oh yeah, shoot. So you could make that, and that's very much a thing. The same way you could breed animals. If you can work with any mammals, which it already does, we know it works with dogs. You can breed certain dogs, you know what I'm saying? And you keep breeding them 2-3 generations, you get the certain traits. I always thought there's no reason why breeding wouldn't work with humans, but it's considered pseudoscience, or we're not really talking about it, but it makes perfect fucking sense. How would it work for every animal but not work for us?
Well, it shouldn't be working for every other animal because we're not supposed to be doing it to other animals. They call that playing God. So you shouldn't be even trying to clone.
Animals for certain features all the time. We have dogs that we do
I understand.
Huntings,
and a lot of people say that's wrong.
Well, how
playing God?
We're way past that because every almost animal dog breed there is.
I know. Yeah. We don't fucked it up. They say like Jasper's not even a real dog right now.
Yeah, so there's all sorts of dogs. So if we could do it with animals, there's no reason we can't do it with humans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we need to do to get the best out of humanity.
Well, here's the fucking kicker when you're down the rabbit hole. Here's the fucking kicker. Black folks for a long time were slaves, were byproducts of slaves, upon slaves, upon slaves. So you're getting folks that were built to move cargo, heavy lifting, shit like that, work toward, and they would also kill off the smartest, too smart ones, kill them off. So the pseudoscience of why they say black folks are dumb, this is what the racists are saying, is because they killed off our smart ones or perceived to be smart ones. So it was always either the dumber ones or the ones that have to play it dumb, because education was also us name. So you have that. But then for that reason, because we're bred to others, the reason why
that's why we're faster and stronger.
We're saying quick twitch, and you saying shit like that. There are certain attributes. Now
people don't want to hear that. Black people don't want to hear that.
And we try to have both ways. We like to say the part that we're strong because of slavery, but we don't want to say
But you don't want to say the dumb part. Yeah.
So everyone has their benefits. So just like, you know what I'm saying, white folks want to say the fact that they're smarter, but they don't want to pretend, they don't want to ignore the fact that they're the weaker side.
Yeah.
So it's both. People try to be selective with their science, but in general,
that shit's right. That's all it is.
It's not even that it's also right, but it's also the fact that
that's always right.
No, there's different aspects. It's the fact that if you think about it like that, there's like different tiers of how you'd have different versions of black people. There's the black folks over there in Africa, the strongest is that they bred that those kinds. There's the ones that were Americanized slaves that have been here for generations. The Yanks might be the ultimate blacks. They're like been breaded in.
American blacks are the most influential in the world.
They are. They absolutely are. They're the most influential. But they are also that's the one that the system really. It's like if you had 24 karat gold, they're like they kept redipping that big because you keep breeding it. You keep breeding. The rest of us, the Haitian ones, they had only for like a short generation. 75 years, they out the chains. Other ones out there saying this one you ran it for however long, and you were saying it is its own kind of set kind of. Maybe it's
if you break up all of us everything into segments, music, athletics, running, strength.
Yes, that's what
the American blacks are usually the best at everything.
But there's also different, but maybe it's also for that same reason. Like white folks are also that's the ones they're untrusting of. They'll keep promoting outside of them, this other. That's the one they promote to the rest of the world that they look down on. It's almost like they bred a certain kind and they made everyone also hate that same kind.
Why are we talking about breeding again?
I don't know. But Coach Tibbs got fired. I don't know why he got fired. He just took this team to the finals. It seems like he's a pretty good coach. To the conference finals. But who's going to do a better job than what he just did?
Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson ain't got no ring.
Okay.
Mark Jackson coached a bunch of young players, a bunch of young kids, and got them to do really good.
That's what you got to do with the Knicks.
Knicks ain't a bunch of young kids. Veterans, old guys.
These niggas are like 10 years younger than us, Swerve.
Yeah. I know I'm old. I know I'm old, but I know what basketball old is.
That's young nigga. That's young nigga shit.
Nah, basketball old is different because basketball, you 34, 35, you old.
What y'all think of the fallout between Cardi B and
Offset?
I don't pay attention to that stuff. Can you guys? What happened?
They still married or they're officially divorced?
They're in the process of divorce. He just upped and changed his thing this week to he's trying to ask for spousal support.
As he should.
She's making more money than him.
Oh, absolutely. She's making way more than him because she made fucking kill it. Cardi ain't put an album. It's been like 6 years, 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
They were just having regular separation, this, that, and the third. But I see, Nessie's passed on this week. You see, Cardi's on the boat with her dude. They're in a boat full of hoes, shaking ass, pink cocaine. You know what I'm saying? And the shit look a little thrown. Like, you can't be you out here big stepping with your new dude, looking like you upgraded. This out there, everybody got a card to play. You should at least let the divorce go through. Play your hands, play your part.
Was she on? Man. Cardi wasn't on that boat though, right?
Yeah, she was on the boat too.
Oh, Cardi was on that boat.
Yeah, and this nigga had a plethora of hoes calling him daddy out here for pink coke.
All rubbing on his face and stuff. I'm like, dang, I didn't see Cardi. I didn't know Cardi was on that boat. I thought this was like, I thought first part of the story was that there was bitches on a boat with drugs, handing them to a. Or he was saying he got drugs, handing it to these women on a boat, which is crazy to do on camera.
Yep, and pink cocaine too, though.
And then now your bosses, everybody sees this in the league. They all see this, but your girl is also on the boat, so she's seeing these.
I think it's called Tootsie or something like that. The pink cocaine.
Whatever it is, we know what comes with this lifestyle. This nigga's catching on camera, so we really know your dog's a TMZ story away.
I think he's living a good life.
But right now, he's living a good life. So you take what come with it.
I seen Cardi on somewhere on the socials talking about how it's crazy how people's looking at her saying she's a hoe for moving on with Stephon Diggs and trying to put him out in the light, make it seem like she's moving on or whatever, when he was the one that was doing all this, like already out in the streets with women and stuff.
Here's why it looks like it's a loss for Cardi, though. It's the fact that you broke up your dude for being out here with these broads and that there, but you're now with a dude that'll be out here with these broads and all. So it's the same damn thing.
Yeah, you left for a rapper to go with an athlete, and they're pretty much the same guy.
Exactly.
Except one got muscles, the other one don't. That's it.
It's the same, but it's the same. You broke up the home for the same damn thing. But the thing is the fact that he did get caught a couple of times, and Offset was out here moving a little reckless, wilding.
Yeah, but do you expect anything different from Stephon Diggs though?
I don't expect Stephon, except now you got fast forward. Now he's out here with the Cardi on the bus, so out here. But now fast forward today, there's a photo of her and the daughter, and they have the same hairstyle.
What does that mean?
Why does my daughter have the hairstyle of your boyfriend? Don't make no fucking sense.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need every bit of that alimony. I was gonna let you sleep. I was gonna let you slide. Nah,
the women's gonna see that and see like, nah, y'all doing too much. But really,
you being spiteful.
but she know what she's doing.
Yeah, you out here rocking it. You like, I don't touch this dude. You wildin'.
It's a lot of petty back and forth that's going on right now.
But
I think even him asking for the alimony is kind of petty because he don't need it. Yeah, I know. I understand. I'm gonna get it too, especially I know that you making all this money.
She's worth
I need to get that too.
He's worth 30. Come
on. Yeah. I feel it. That. But in the type of industry that he's in, people will look at him and be like, "Bro, that's a real bitch move right now. You don't really."
Fuck what people was thinking. There's very few this type of bread that's going out right now. These artists are just making money just for being famous right now. They're making a shitload of it. It's a different industry. That's the whole reason why she ain't put out an album in 6 years. He's actually a still working artist. This nigga just had a platinum album last year. Still going out, still even as rich as he is, still dropping music, very much being an artist.
Offset.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Still working, bring out the bread just to keep up with his wife, dog. While her shit just on autopilot, don't have to go to work. And look, as soon as we break up, you over here a pink coke and a boat full of bitches. Your life easy mode, nigga. Let me get some of that.
Yeah,
let me get some of that, dog. He gonna have to still go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs, he was back at work. I don't think the NFL.
I'm saying Offset's still not to go to work. Cardi's the only one that ain't gonna go to work tomorrow. She's still good. Her life on easy mode. She's still getting taken care of. She out here rich with an even richer dude. What laws did she take?
What's great about NFL is they don't be really giving a damn about shit. For the most part, they don't really be caring about what you do outside of off the field. And you could be a
NBA care?
NBA, yeah, I think so. I think
it depends on the level of the player. If you're a superstar like LeBron, you might have more scrutiny.
No, if they caught LeBron with a substance and they thought that shit was cocaine or some type of drugs, I feel like NFL knows this shit is whatever they say it was, and they're just like, all right, you showed up to work the next day, you was fine, all right, cool. This is a league that had that has murderers, that has actually killed people, got off and then come back and went right back to work. Ray Lewis killed the man.
What are you supposed to do?
Lock their ass up.
He did get locked up.
Yeah,
he got out of jail. He went back to work,
and then he go back to work.
I post bond, ain't I? It's innocent until proven guilty, ain't it?
Nah, but NFL, you're a murderer. You ain't coming. I mean, NBA, you're a murderer. You're not coming back to work. They hardly letting you go back to work after you beat up your girl, and that's your girl.
It's my girl. Like Kevin, I thought it was legal to beat your. I thought it was legal to beat my bitch.
It's wild.
Fucking Kevin Gates. Oh, the online switched on Kevin Gates last week. They was going off on your boy Kevin Gates.
For what? For him being a bitch?
No, because he went online and he was saying how he don't even go to the hood like that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing but negativity there and stuff there. You know what I'm saying? He's like, we out here talking about Black Lives Matter, but we be the men when I kill our own self. He came on there, you know, Kevin Gates showed us his conservative side a little bit. Mm-hmm. And, of course, you know, online, the black folks, you're not on the same program.
We don't want to hear that.
We ain't trying to hear all that.
We don't want to hear that, Todd. Because that's not what you was saying on Luca Brasi.
Which is absolutely another thing that's true, because like all the shit he's talking about, he absolutely perpetuates in his music.
Yeah. So what are you talking about?
He is fucking wild on that aspect. But this is Kevin Gates. I thought we know all he do is lie anyways. What's the issue?
That's the issue. He needs to stop talking. If everything you're gonna say is contradictory.
We accept everything from Kevin Gates until he criticizes the culture. That's how fucked up the culture is.
I don't like Kevin Gates.
I thought it was legal to beat your hoe. Niggas was going with it. Kevin Gates.
That's just funny.
Kevin Gates said he jump started a battery with his bare hands. Niggas said okay.
Ridiculous. No way. Nobody said okay.
We saw Kevin Gates kick a girl in the chest. Niggas said okay. We said Kevin Gates. Sex tape. Nigga said okay. Kevin Gates pulled out not one but two wives. Nigga said okay. Nigga, everything he did, we were cool with it. You know what I'm saying? And until he said something critical of the culture,
I've been told y'all how I feel about Kevin Gates.
I fuck with Kevin Gates.
I do not.
I just figure my dog lies sometimes, but that comes with it. The nigga's a star, dog. The nigga's a beast.
I wish Dr. Umar was a rapper. That's who I wish was a rapper.
He's a liar too. Same thing.
Yeah, if y'all can listen to,
that's the same thing.
It's the same guy.
You fuck with Kevin Gates. It's the same guy. Exactly.
If y'all, I don't want to listen to Kevin Gates.
There's bullshit, but there's some gems in there.
Yeah,
same shit. That's all. Same guy. That's all it is. Though.
Kevin Gates is the one dropping the gems.
No, same thing. Umar dropped some gems, but there's some bullshit in there. He do a lot of pandering. There's some bullshit. Kevin Gates gonna drop some gems, but he do a lot of lying. It comes with it.
You gotta take the good with the bad. You can't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Exactly. That's what we too bad. You can't throw the baby out the bathwater. Take the good with the bad. Y'all got anything else for the week?
Who y'all got? OKC Pacers.
I got OKC in 6.
6? Jeez.
6.
I got OKC in 5.
Who's starting?
Oh Lord! All right, you got any recommendations, Nate?
You see the disrespect? Niggas act like you're just supposed to know sports. They don't even want to debate. They don't even want to go into it. They don't even want to explain it. It's all right, guys. Only with sports are you just supposed to automatically know everything.
Maybe it's the way you ask the question. Who's starting?
I don't know the lineup. I don't follow the NBA this far in. I usually do, but these two teams I ain't following.
See, like, it's maybe because it's the person too. Because if Juno asked me who's starting, it would have been a serious question. I would have thought about it. I would have been like, okay, this guy's starting.
Niggas don't even want to just argue. Niggas just like, all right, man, we got it. He didn't want to debate it. He didn't want to even attempt to give me the information. Like, yeah, we done, bro. We already. Like I just said, the Earth was square or something, dog.
Hey, somebody on OK's team just got a really big award. You know his name and what award he got? I'm gonna give you a clue. He's a starter.
Who's playing in OKC currently?
Kevin Durant, Westbrook, James
Harden.
Hell nah, that ain't the same lineup. Get the fuck out of here.
Them niggas running back, man.
Big Perk. Big Perk came back. He said, "We running this shit back."
No, I know that one. I know for sure. Durant.
Steve Adams back in that bed. You look at the players they had on that team. That team right now, if they were, I think even if you put that same team back together at this big age, that's going to be a good team.
Yeah, it would. But they'll get run out the building by these OKC niggas.
Yeah, they probably can't run like that no more. Serge Ibaka.
But all the fanfare about New York, that would have been. See, I knew it was gonna be too good to be true. So the NBA,
New York is the basketball version of Dallas. Like I said, Dallas Cowboys. They're destined to lose. They're not. Some things. They're like the big market team that's supposed to be the shit, but they just can't win.
This is why sometimes you could see why. This is why people love Vince McMahon. Because sometimes you got to give the fans what they want. And you can only do that when you control the outcome. How many times are we in our lifetimes going to watch and hope that we get to relive the Dallas Cowboys win, only to be disappointed again?
I think that's
how many times are we going to wish the Lakers or someone break Jordan's record, only to be disappointed? There's so much milestones that we're hoping that's never going to happen. Vince McMahon says, whatever you want, while you live, one of these days, I'm going to make it happen for you.
No.
If that means you want to see Stone Cold knock out The Rock, that's not gonna happen one time.
That's not organic.
Knock out Stone Cold one time, it's gonna make it happen.
Yeah, that's not real though.
Real or not, them shits. I be watching it.
It's entertaining. It's entertaining. But there's a difference between.
Those were some of the most memorable moments of our lives. Vince McMahon made, and he made real memories from us.
Yeah, it was real memories.
The NBA
but these
has been stealing memories for us for over 20-some years. Stealing memories, got us living off Jordan's old shit. For this long is ridiculous. They're milking every shit.
They've been
milking those silk strings for too long, bro.
We got plenty of new memories. You don't watch basketball. You wouldn't know the new memories.
But we need new magic.
I saw LeBron come back 3-1. I saw him and Kyrie go for 40 in the same game.
We need our legend killers. We need people to kill the legends. And just like WWE, in fact, had a legend killer. A nigga that went around and all he did is Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, all the legends. He went around fucking the legends.
We got Ant-Man. Ant-Man. Ant-Man's the legend killer.
Yeah, so we need real-time legend killers, but he can't kill the legend killer before LeBron sets the legend. Let LeBron set the legend.
Yeah, LeBron set the legend, and now
he's not done yet. He got to beat Jordan. Then you kill him. Then there's you can't just stop him. We've been milking the Jordan concept for too long.
He's not gonna beat Jordan, bro.
What do you mean by beat Jordan?
This is why you have to construct you have to sometimes get in there and make some shit happen. Shake some shit up, fire some people, tell a nigga don't take a shot that day, don't come to work. But you gotta give the fans a story that they can remember in their lifetime. The NFL, NBA both are lacking that.
That's a story. The fact that New York hasn't won in 50 years, that's one of the biggest stories.
Yeah, that's not though. But until they win again, think of how much bigger a story when they win again. That's just gonna erupt. That's what.
Yeah, you're saying that for you. I understand that, but they go crazy every year, and every year when there's a big portion of the country, meaning New York fans, that want them to win, even though we know they're not gonna win. There's an even bigger portion of fans who don't want to see them win and who are glad that this streak is extending.
Who else deserves it but New York? But think of how if New York wins, it's gonna feel like America won. It's symbolic.
I would be happy for them,
loses,
but
it does feel like America did lose. We're like, yeah.
Nah, I don't think so.
It's like the Yankees. That's what it is.
And actually, the small market teams, they feel like they're more American than the New Yorkers.
They feel like they're that small market.
Those blue collar workers, the people that have to wake up and work in farms in OKC and in Indiana, they feel like they're more American than these big city slickers in New York.
Yeah, but when New York wins, we feel like all of America wins. We don't even live in New York, and we be like, yeah, this is like a win for America.
When did you ever feel that? When was the last time you felt that experience?
Exactly. New York ain't won. That's
exactly.
Why. We're yearning for it. We don't even know how I feel.
That's bullshit. This whole America thing, it's New York. Who cares? Why do they call the Dallas Cowboys America's team?
If you grew up in the '90s and you've seen them winning, we like to feel like that was part of us.
So anybody who wins, you're gonna call the Americans team, then, right? Why can't
a nice little streak?
Why couldn't the Lakers be America's team? They had a three-peat.
They did the first time. Just Shaq broke it up. You got to be the same team.
What this nigga talking about? You know,
I don't know.
I don't have an argument for that one.
I don't
have an argument for that one.
I'm waiting for this nigga's suggestion.
I don't have an argument for that one. You're right about that one. What's my suggestion for this week? I'm gonna go with Andor, Star Wars, a Star Wars story. Season 2 I just finished. Fucking phenomenal. If you don't ever watch any of Star Wars, someone like you, Juno, this is all you have to do. Watch Andor Season 1, Season 2, and then watch Star Wars Rogue One. It goes right into it. And then you don't even have to watch any other Star Wars. That's the best of Star Wars right there. That's all you need to see. If you don't see no other Star Wars, you've seen the best piece.
Who is Andor? Who is Andor?
Andor is like, he's a character in Star Wars that started off like the Rebel. He's one of the Rebel alliances. So it's kind of like if you watch Rogue One, that's kind of like everyone in that movie didn't make it, but from their story, it's like his backstory. So you see how it led up to that. But it's fucking dope. That shit's beautifully written. Clean ass scenes. The scenery is dope. You know, you think Star Wars without the Jedis is just so like 10 times better. Great writing. Shit is fucking fire.
Thank you, but I ain't gonna lie to you.
You don't realize how much of an injustice.
I ain't gonna lie.
I know he's not gonna watch it. That's what. There's some people that think they're doing us a disservice when they don't watch sci-fi. Y'all don't realize how much good TV you're leaving behind.
Who said they don't watch sci-fi? They don't want to watch what you want to watch.
Oh, I'm telling you that you doing yourself an injustice. That Andor is next level. There's a reason so many geeks are behind Star Wars, though. This is high quality writing. Without none of the bullshit.
High quality.
What was your suggestion?
I started watching Forever on Netflix with my wife. It's pretty good so far. I think I'm on maybe 3rd or 4th episode.
And what was yours, you know?
Bro, I feel like I'm a zombie, bro.
Why?
All I do is go to work, come home, sit down on the couch, watch YouTube, feed the kids, go to sleep, wake up, rinse and repeat.
What you be watching on YouTube?
A bunch of bullshit. Nothing meaningful.
You should try to learn something. Or there's a podcast I listen to called Stuff You Should Know. Pretty good podcast.
Nigga too old, bro.
I might have a plan for us to do some shit.
We'll figure it out. But folks, you know what to do. Hit us up on That's Absurd Pod on Instagram. That's Absurd Pod on Twitter. That's Absurd Podcast on Facebook. And you can always drop an email at That's Absurd Podcast at gmail.com. And you know the voice line is always open. All you got to do is look through them show notes, click leave a message here, and we'll get you featured on the pod. You already know what time it is.
Yo.
We are out.
Ooh, yeah.